Hey guys, what's up? I was gonna start this stream earlier in the day. I was gonna start this around like 7 or 8. I fell asleep on the couch because I'm an idiot, and I woke up like half an hour ago, and I'm like, ah, shit. So I'm up now. I got myself some goobers. Not sponsored. Still sponsored by, Pickle Rick flavored potato chips. Not chips, sorry, crisps. Rickle Picks, Ringles, Right? Yeah. But yeah, no, you know what? I should have set this to low latency. I set this to normal latency. Oh. Well, we'll be fine. I guess we'll see what the chat thinks. Whatever it shows up. But right now, I've got the PS3 hooked up. I've got Jack and Dexter for the PS2 era, video game. I mean, I was thinking the other day, I kind of want to play something on a stream, and I'm like, I started playing this, just for fun, and then I was like, you know what? I kind of want to play this on stream because I kind of want to play this whole thing and see if I can't, be in like one sitting or something stupid like that. So yeah, I think I'm just gonna try and play this. I need to turn down the sound effects. That's some loud walking. I don't think we'd hear the walking that bad. No, while we're at it, let's turn this down a little bit, because I don't think anybody's really dying to hear what these guys gotta say, to be honest. That's a little better. Hey. Oop, oop. I've got like one of these PS3 controllers that's like I got like a thrift store a while ago, and I'm pretty sure it's fake because the fucking joysticks feel like absolute shit. It's just so. There's so much wiggle room on them, or maybe it's just been so long since I've used a PS3 controller or PS2 controller that I'm just like, this feels absolutely horrible. I don't know why anyone.
Don't tell me that you
No, I can't skip this.
Well.
Okay.
First I hear of monster sightings near the village, and now this. See those gears up there, boys? See them?
Yeah.
See how they're not moving? That means our village has no power. The eco beam coming from the jungle temple has been interrupted. Boys, everyone's too frightened to go out and find out what's happened.
Did you pay the bill?
Yeah. Oh, you're funny. Now look, if you two fix the eco beam, I'll give you a power cell. Oh, and another thing. If by any chance you're interested in making a contribution to my re-election campaign, I might be willing to part with yet another power cell. The minimum contribution is a very modest 90 precursor orbs.
Yeah, I forgot how many unskippable dialogue scenes are in this game. Well, if anybody hasn't played this game, the whole objective is to get these little power cells, because somehow you turned your friend into a little rodent-looking thing. He's just chilling on your shoulder.
What happened to the village's energy?
But basically the story is like meaningless. It's just a average, what's it called? Like action platformer from like the 2000s. So it's like made by Naughty Dog, who I pretty sure did the Crash games, right? Right? Oh yeah, Jak 2 is absolutely horrible. It was like a GTA ripoff. I still feel like the sound effects. I really don't need to be hearing this. What stuff? Oh, come on. I know there is a couple times I've played this and I've, like, you know, beaten it 100%, you know, getting all the little egg thingies, whatever they're called. Yeah, no, it's you know, it's a real fun game, and it's been a while since I've played it. Now, speaking of paracells, here's one right here. Oh. Oh, yep, that bird just ate it. Wow, thanks, dude. Very cool of you. Well, I gotta go get that then. Oop. Those guys are shooting bombs at me. Well, there's another one. Okay, buddy. Why is that so loud? Because... Okay. Yeah, I don't know why it's interlaced. I think I tried to set it to, you know, progressive scan, but I'm using this pretty crappy what's it called? You know, not composite. Yeah, composite to USB. So I don't know if there's the option to make it not progress or not interlaced, because it does look kind of bad. Jesus Christ. Yeah, there definitely is something up with the fucking sound effects being super loud. I know at least most of these like early stages by heart, because I played this a lot as a kid. This is like one of the favorite games, along with what's the other one? The Sly Cooper games. Ah, fuck. Come on. So I played those a lot. I just kind of know how it is. Hey, limousine.
Good job. Now meet me down here by the egg.
Okay. Let's try and get this thing though. Okay. So set up. Come on. Ooh, nice. Okay, let's go save this. Lay it down here.
Oh my! I hope the poor dear's okay.
I got a trophy for talking to a lady.
Your valor.
Oh no! No!
Look, isn't that cute? It thinks you're its mama.
Ah! I'm not your mom. You see any feathers here?
Oh, love at first sight. Oh. Listen, boys, I'll take this little chick back to the village with me and work with the sage to take care of her.
You're going pretty fast at this point. This is the Jack collection. I do have it on PS2. I do have a PS2, but this is the one on the PS3 because I got this PS3. You know, it's pretty beat up, but I got it for like $5 at a thrift store back over the holidays, and you know I've just been using it as like a what's it called, like a streaming PS3 because I have like a nice one. It's got like a ton of space on it. It's in my living room and it's hooked up to the main TV, but this one is like one. This one that is okay. Oh yeah, that's right. But again, this one I got it for like $5 at a thrift store, so I've been using it as a. So I have to do birds or something over here. Yeah, I've got the PS3 hooked up to my computer so I can, you know, stream it. Like I have the video going to my computer. That's how you guys can hear it. Yeah. Scare these guys. Can't remember what they do. I think. You scare him or am I? Yep, that's what I'm thinking of. I remember having the hardest time trying to figure out, like as a kid, what the fuck you're supposed to do with the fucking birds, because it wasn't obvious, like, at all. I'm always looking for good finds at thrift stores. Granted, I haven't gone in like almost 2 months now, but I found this one time for $5. I found this is going back a little while. I got like 3 original Xboxes for like I think $20. Granted, all 3 were like listed as like not working or something, but I was able to take all 3 and make it into like one really nice working one. And actually, speaking of GameStop, I totally what's the word? I picked up like I ended up picking up like 10, 15 games. They had a sale going on like last week or something, where like it was buy like 5, you know what? Buy 5 games and there we go. That's how it is. It was like buy 5 games and get like 50% off if you bought like a specific amount or something. But yeah, I picked up like a ton of like PS3, Xbox, like older games. Where the hell did I? No, I was gonna say, Lucy, I'm not sure if you're in my Discord thing. If you wanna hop on the voice chat, cause I'm looking to having people on the chat with me makes it a little bit more interesting for people usually. I would assume. Oh, fuck! Come on. Let's try again. Let's not fly off the thing this time. Nice. All right. Let's do this. A sec.
Hey, how's it going?
Hey, who's this? Is this a hero?
It's Graham.
Graham! Hey! How are you?
I'm good, how are you? I saw you were streaming, so I thought I'd say hello.
Hi. Well, I am streaming. I'm just playing Jack and Dexter.
Jack and Dex, jeez Louise.
I
How
know.
about
It's like one of those games where like I played it as a kid and I just sort of, what's the word? You know, I recently like had a hankering to play it, so I pulled out the the PlayStation, and I have the disc. You know, I've got the collection of the PS3.
Hell yeah. Sounds good. Games.
Yeah. I mean, how you been?
Well, I'm actually just lying in bed right now.
Oh.
I was about to get some shut-eye, but I thought I'd give you a call. See how things are going.
Well,
Live stream.
things are going just fine. You know, things could always be worse. Things could always be better. I went outside for like the first time in like what feels like well, quite literally like a month or something.
Yeah.
Like I went to the grocery store this afternoon. Oh, that's right. I have to. Oh, it's gonna be annoying. You know what? I wasted too much time. I gotta wait for this fucking bird to pick up this goddamn power cell thing. Ugh.
Christ's sakes.
I know. And that's gonna come back here. It's gonna be like all like, oh, got my thing in my mouth.
That's a good name for an album for you. Christ's sakes. Christ's sake.
Christ's sakes. Okay. Got it. Ugh. What is he wearing? I'm not quite sure what he's wearing. He's got, it's like that generic, like, 2000 sort of get up with you know, like a video game character get up where it's like overly designed. It's got a lot of like stuff that doesn't really make any sense. Like, what the fuck is this like backpack looking thing? That's like, oh. I mean, like, look at this thing. This dude. You have to go to another part of the world in order to unlock some more of the stuff over here.
Alright, well, you know, I thought I'd just hop in and say hello.
Hey,
I'm gonna go to bed.
You know what? I appreciate it.
Yeah. Alright, hey, enjoy. And everyone watching, also enjoy.
Yes, yes, guys, please enjoy me
Yeah.
play a video game. You know, I'm like the new ninja over here. I'm like we're like the Game Grumps, but like, you know, a card in his jug because Eddie's leaving and not coming back because he's going to bed.
I'll be back one day.
Oh, one. Okay, that's good to hear.
Have a good night. See
Good
you.
night. Yeah, a tunic. Yeah, it's, I mean... How many things do we have? Yeah, we just need the last one we need to unlock. I think we have to go to the what's it called? The jungle thing in order to open up that one. Gotta go there next. Okay, I don't think we actually need to talk to people if we know what we need to do. That's the bird lady. Quicker than that. Oh, yeah, that didn't work. Unless it stays open. It stays open. Okay, that's nice. Oh. So how's everybody in chat doing?
You gotta bring in the cops for the generator.
Okay. How's everybody in chat doing? Everybody practicing those safe techniques of not going outside and stuff unless you like really need to. I don't know what the kids are doing these days, you know. Um, today was like the first time I went out in like almost 3 weeks. Just because I had to. I was trying to run out of like fresh stuff, like, you know, salad stuff, you know, veggies, you know, and I ran out of onions. You know, first, you know, ingredient to any sort of like meal is probably going to be onions. Put them, you know, put them in the pan, cook them up, then you add your, you know, other stuff. Gotta try and get these cow-looking things. This pen for this lazy dude over here. Nope. Nope, okay. Oh, there's one more. Here we go. I'm glad everybody's doing good. Everybody's doing their schoolwork, you know?
Yeah, busy. Ah, well done, my boy. You actually got those free bags back into the pen. Now I can sleep in peace. Take this power cell for your trouble.
My boy, eh? And next he'll be saying dinner. Man, they really give out trophies for like nothing in this game. You did what you were supposed to do. Need to go over there yet. How do I jump into the voice chat? I sent you a friend request on Discord and I'll add you to the... there we go. Let's... there we go. Just invited you to my stream / just regular chat server if you want to hop in.
Who awakens the oracle? Wait, one of you has the light within. From before time, I have watched and waited for the true hero to return. Present to me 120 precursor orbs for each power cell I contain. For your gift, another power cell is yours.
Nice. I don't have enough. Okay, that's fine. But yeah, I mean... Oh, there he is. I think. Still trying to figure out the mic setup, I assume?
Yeah, you hear me now?
Hey, I can hear you now. There we go. How are you?
Okay, you're like on a delay, huh?
The video and the audio, yeah.
Okay, for sure, I got it. What's up, dude?
It's going just fine. Let's...
This game's sick. I haven't played this game in so long now.
Oh yeah, I mean, I remember like back in the day. I think the last time I played this was when I first got a PS3 in like 2013.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the last time I played it. Like I played it as like when it came out. I had this on PS2. This is one like the PS2 games I had. And like I played to death because, well, I didn't get that many games growing up. You know, I was lucky to get this one. You know, and it's one of the better ones.
Did you ever play this game called Metal Arms?
I mean, I think I'm probably thinking of another game.
PS2? It's on PS2. It just reminds me of this game so much, but it's like different. It's pretty fun.
Arms,
You
like
know,
like the other
it's
game.
like this metal guy. It's not very popular.
Yeah, I don't know that I do. I've heard of it. I'm thinking of there's a game on the Xbox called like Metal something. Like it's about like robots and stuff. But that's where I want to think of.
There's like a game called like Wild Arms as well. It's like
Okay, Wild Arms I've heard of.
yeah, it's called Metal Arms. So good though. Highly recommend that one.
What's the gameplay? Like, what sort of genre is it?
I think it's like this, like RPG, pretty much. Just roam. Kind of like Crash Bandicoot style, but just like a robot guy.
Okay.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
I haven't played in years though.
Yeah, there's a ton of games I haven't. Like, I played what it was recently. Like, I played it and I was like, remember like loving it as a kid, but you know, in playing it recently, it was like absolutely just not
Which
as.
one?
I'm trying to remember what it was. It's like it was
That's kind of how I feel about Metal Arms, but it's still good.
But this
Was
was
it like
like it's a classic at this point, you know.
Okay, this one came out like with the system. I remember this game being so like, whoa, this is like so cool. Look at these graphics.
Yeah, I mean like
look at the camera movements.
Like it still looks good. It like still looks good today, and I'm like, you know,
that's why I'm tripping. It's like whoa.
Like this is the PS3 version, so maybe they add some extra fidelity or some shit. But like at the same time, like even if I don't think they changed anything. I think they just like made it HD. So like the only thing that's really changed is that it's like 1080p or I don't even know if it's 1080p. I think it's 720. I'm currently playing it in like via component cables. I'm not even using the HDMI because
for sure. Yeah,
it's just easier for me.
Still looks pretty good though. I like.
Yeah,
the aesthetic.
it's a lot
like
less.
How it originally was.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
A little bit.
Because at least if I was running this on the PS2, it would be a little bit more blocky, like a little more like pixelated. With
right.
Because resolution and stuff. Okay,
technology.
This fucking
cool technology. Hey, did you see? What do you think about the Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1 and 2?
Wait, what about you mean
they're doing a remaster? It comes out in September.
Oh, remember the last time they did a remaster of a Tony Hawk game?
Dude, it looks sick, dude. But they're just remaking. So they're remaking Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1 and 2, and they're releasing it as a bundle. But it looks really pretty dope. I'm actually pretty excited.
I mean, like it.
There's a trailer too.
It sounds exciting. But that was really loud. My thing is, like they did like a rescale of Pro Skater 1 like a couple years ago, and apparently it was just horrible. Like it was like poorly optimized, and it was like, I just hope it's not the same guys making it.
Yeah, I don't know never made it. I think it's still, well, it's probably not Neversoft anymore, obviously.
No, probably not.
It's sick.
Yeah, no, I mean, like, I remember, like, I had my first and only Tony Hawk game was Tony Hawk Pro Skater 4 for Nintendo 64 back in the day. I got it at a Blockbuster that was closing down, and it was like one of the only S4 games I had that had its like original box with it. I don't know, they must have saved it. But because as a kid, like I don't know why, but I really never saw Nintendo 64 games in stores, because like pretty much as soon as I was like out actively looking for games, they were like, you know, sort of old hat. So like I just see like pictures now online of like, you know, like a Toys R Us or something, and just see all these N64 games on the thing, and I'm just like, I've never actually seen that, even though I lived through it. Which, I mean, it's just like, it's interesting, you know.
Yeah. I think your audio is cutting out a little bit. Hold on. I might need to disconnect and reconnect.
Sure. Actually, chat, is my audio fine, or is it, you know?
Yeah, I can't tell. Am I coming?
You're coming in just fine. I'm having no problems hearing you.
Funky.
So what have you been doing for fun to?
Yeah, I've been working.
Oh, you're essential, hey? Okay.
Yeah, I'm still working. Right now I'm working at a pawn shop.
Oh.
So yeah, it's kind of like a financial institution. So it's pretty interesting though right now. It's super duper busy.
I mean,
it's crazy, dude. It's hard to say. I don't know.
Is it interesting working at a pawn shop, or do you do you see like nice stuff come in, or do you like,
dude,
like,
yes,
you get like first dibs on stuff when they come in?
Yeah, I definitely do. We'll see like maybe 2014, 2015 MacBook Pros.
Oh.
We'll buy for like $50. Like, it's working too. Maybe it'll be like a keyboard defect, you know. But my boss, who's around my age, he's a pretty young guy for being in the pawn business. He's like really qualified for like Apple Tech and like jewelry and like all this stuff. So he just really fixed the computer within a day, you know, and then we sell it for like $300, which is still pretty good for like a.
I mean that's a pretty good deal. Like I remember I bought a back in the day. This is going back a couple years now, but back in like 2014, 2015, I bought a 2012 MacBook Pro for like $600.
Whoa.
On eBay. Well, the thing is, it was like a nice, like, it's the highest end of the year sort of thing.
Okay, yeah.
It was i7, 16 gigs of RAM. It was upgraded with SSD, so, you know.
Sick.
It was one of the nicer ones, but like, I mean,
yeah, it's worth it at that price for sure.
Buying a Mac for fucking $50 and flipping it for that much, that's a pretty good margin. You see some interesting like audio equipment come in?
We do. We actually do have some pretty nice like MIDI keyboards. Every once in a while we'll get something pretty juicy, like a microKORG or something, kind of like a not many pads or anything. I know exactly. I've been working there for like 5 months now, and it's in Huntington Beach, so it's kind of like,
what do you have in the basket?
Surf City, you know. So there's like a bunch of like, it's like mostly tons of guitars. We do a bunch of stuff, like real audio more so than pro audio.
Yeah.
Woo!
Wait a sec, this guy's talking.
You think you can do better? Try scooping up river fish with a tiny
But yeah,
net.
it's pretty
I'll
dope.
give you a power cell if you can catch 200 pounds of them critters. And then I'll let you and Shrimp here use my speedboat to get to Misty Island. You want to try the challenge?
Look at this dude. Okay.
There are two types of good fish to catch. 1
What kind of
pound
MacBook are you running
fishies
right
and
I have a
5-pound fishies.
2011
If you miss
13
20
inch
pounds of good fish,
MacBook
then
Pro.
I'm gonna take my net back from you. There are poisonous eels in this river. Catch even a one of
Yeah,
them
I'm running a
buggers,
2012.
and you'll poison the whole darn catch.
Like, my thing is, what's the word? I want to upgrade, but at the same time, I kind of don't want to upgrade, because...
I feel you.
Like,
Here comes a big one.
the
They're so different
fucking...
now.
Steady boy.
I kind of hate, like, that, like, I was thinking, like, if I'm gonna buy one, I'm gonna buy one new, only because I don't want the fucking, butterfly switches. Which is, you know...
Really? You don't like... Is it really that bad?
Yeah, they have, like, a you know, very high fail rate.
I haven't tried them, but I've heard.
Okay, I'm doing actually surprisingly well at this right now, which is
Yeah, those
shocking.
questions are
Yeah,
coming
I
down.
fucking hate this thing, because literally, you know, it's so easy to fail.
This is very Tetris-y, though.
You know, I was actually thinking about,
Steady boy.
shit. You know, I'll talk after I'm finished with this, because this fucking sucks. Fucking hate it. Like, even as a kid, this was fucking awful.
Chat.
Okay.
Oh,
I'm halfway. Oh god.
Here comes a big one.
Jesus.
No! Oh.
Damn. A lot of pink ones.
Yeah.
I'm on the delay.
Yeah. Well.
Damn, I'm gonna see that right now.
What was I
Or
was
the crash and burn.
I was I don't know why I was thinking about it the other day, but I was thinking about when I was hanging out with you guys, you, Eyeliner, and Frank in LA, the other day, and I was just like,
Oh, you guys.
I missed that, dude. That was great.
Dude, seriously. That's so funny because I was just thinking about that like
Steady
last
boy.
week too. So I was like, damn, that was like such a fun time. Like we were all gonna hang out, and there's so many other people there that night. Like, damn, like Jordan was there. And
Oh, yeah.
Jeff. Like that was so crazy. It was like,
Well, the thing
but
is,
yeah, hanging out after was a lot of fun.
like, what was it?
Here comes a big one.
You did a what's it called? A little tour with Eyeliner in California last year, or not last year, like
Steady boy.
2 years ago. This,
2018.
yeah. And I'm just sort of, you know, I was aware of, like, you know, you and Eyeliner at the time, but
Steady boy.
I mean, like, I sort of wish I knew that like earlier, because, you know, you guys are really cool guys, you know.
Yeah.
Here comes a big
Man,
one.
when I first met Luke, who is Eyeliner, man, he was just the coolest person. I was like, oh my god, I'm so glad that, you know, he's a good person, because you're gonna be with him
Looks
the
like you
whole
can
week.
use a
So.
bigger net.
But
You
he's
did it!
such a cool
You caught
person,
200
like
pounds of
actual
fish.
person.
Not
I
bad for a
can't.
couple of
It sounds
landlubbers.
stupid the way I say it, but
Here's the
you
power
know,
cell. I
all
promised you.
three of y'all were
I
fun
think
to
you can
hang out
use
with
my
though, in
booth at
general.
Village
But
Dock whenever you
that
like.
tour though, I'm about done with that documentary.
Oh, that's right. You were working on a doc, so I guess I will get to see some of this.
Oh yeah, you will for sure. Like, so I was working on it with one of my friends, David, last week because he was converting all the video, because I filmed it all like an idiot on a mini DVD disc instead of like a memory card like I should have. So it's like pretty grainy, like the
And not
camcorder,
like not like the cool way. It's like, you know.
yeah, it's not really made for aesthetic, but I bought the camera like 2 weeks before we went on tour on eBay for like $20, and because I was looking for a handy cam and I just couldn't find one for under $50 at the time. and I just settled for it. And then I bought the expensive ass mini DVDs on Amazon because I didn't realize that until later. And then they're like more expensive than the camera. And so, yeah, I mean, it came out really cool, but converting it, because it comes out into like a DVD format.
Yeah.
And I don't have a converter. And so my friend has like a really cool converter from CRT TV to like your laptop. So we finally converted the video, and it's been like 2 years. Seriously, I've been sitting on it. And it was like about an hour and a half of raw footage, which is pretty good.
Oh, yeah.
Because it was literally all my point of view video, so it's like what I could do, you know, while we were like doing so much already.
Oh, yeah, I mean, like,
hard to get.
you know, that like an hour and a half of footage, you could probably get like a good half an hour out of that, at least, you know, of like.
I cut it into 52 minutes.
Oh, okay.
Pretty good.
So these are mostly just like live shows, or is it like, you know, little bits where you guys are just chilling out? It's just like, you know,
a lot of that.
It's a lot
of so it's mostly Luke's performances because I couldn't really, film I didn't want to really do that either. Luke was the headliner, obviously, and I brought the camera because I felt like I need to film this. You know, I need to record this moment in time. You know, it's just like, if I don't, I'm gonna regret it, kind of thing. You know, and I'm so glad I did.
Oh yeah.
But now it's like I sent the footage to Luke a couple days ago. I'm just waiting for him to like kind of look it over. If he wants anything removed, now is the time.
Yeah, I would say now, or forever hold your peace.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, one thing about him is he hates watching his footage of his performances, like after the fact. He's just one of those artists, you know.
Oh no,
I'll watch it.
I feel you. I definitely.
You too.
I mean, like,
I'll watch it. I'm different. I don't care.
It's not that I won't watch my sets or anything like that. It's just like most of my sets, like, there's a reason why a lot of my sets are very much like audio video experiences rather than, you know, me on the stage like going, woo, woo, let's get this party started, guys. You know?
Yeah, we're not on the mic or like on a guitar ripping.
Yeah, I'm not cool. So, yeah, it's.
But Luke on the other hand, he's
great. You know, I saw him play. I saw him play at Econ.
Oh my god!
And
I was there.
He was great.
Oh, man. It was incredible, and it was so funny for me personally because you'll see in the documentary. This is 2018 when nobody was touring, nobody was performing, none of this live paperweight boom had started yet, and me and Luke decided to just do it. And most of these venues are 21 plus already, you know, so it cuts out like half of the like audience almost. And so we were playing for maybe 20 to 25 people in some cities. And for me to see him playing a packed house, you know, to the brim in LA, I just felt so like vindicating for him to see him too, you know, like, damn,
he's like one of those guys who like deserves like that sort of praise. He's really such a great guy. Like I only really got a chance to, you know, chill with him for like, you know, a weekend, but like like that was something to just say, you know, like he's such a beam of energy, you know.
Yeah, he is. That's a good way of putting it.
he's just fun, you know.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. It was pretty cool also. So me and Luke were hanging out at Econ 2, and it was me, Luke, and Corp.
Yeah.
And at the time, they had just, I think it was, Jorn had his eyeliner CD, so he wanted to get signed by Luke. And I was like, oh my god, so I took a picture of it, because I was like, what the hell, this is so funny. It's like vape perception. And I was like, yo, where's Telepath at? I was like, yo, he's got to be somewhere around here. I asked Corp. And he's like, oh, he's up on top. And I was just like, holy crap. You know?
I
don't
remember
really
I was the first time I saw Telepath. Man, really blue. Alien-like features. I don't know.
Alright, so for me, I don't really get starstruck for a lot of people, and like I've met a pretty good amount of like celebrities. I've met like Thomas Bangalter from Daft Punk, and I've met like, Lil Ugly Mane, a lot of like underground artists that are kind of hard to see, and so I was like, oh, shit, he's here, and then he came down, and it was funny because I actually was like, oh, are you Telepath? I straight up asked because I was like, I just need to know. And then I introduced myself, and then I introduced Luke to Luke at that point. So I introduced Eyeliner to Telepath. So it was so funny, like the two Lukes met at that time, and I was like, holy crap, it's like the two Lukes of Vaporwaves. Like Star Wars, that level shit.
Yeah, it's like...
So funny. But it was so crazy. Yeah, meeting him it was pretty underwhelming, but it was also pretty like mystic, I was like, wow.
Well, sure, I mean, like...
That's the dude. I'm a huge Telepath fan.
I mean, I'm more of a fan of, I'm just not a huge fan of Telepath. I'm not a huge fan of this sort of ambient vapor sort of shtick.
I feel that, yeah. I
But-
just love the Virtual Dream Plaza project so much. I respect the hell out of that.
I respect the hell out of the dude because he's definitely got some, he's got some chops,
For sure.
It's just not my thing per se,
Yeah, he's on that long form. You gotta like really sit down.
Yeah, because I've tried to get into him numerous times. So I've tried different albums. Like, 'cause he definitely he has like he's got some sort of range, like he can do the more like fun stuff, and he can definitely do the long 2-hour tracks, that just feel like they don't go anywhere.
For sure. I like his MIDI stuff too, even.
Oh, you fuckface! Oh, god damn! I just got 8. I just got forward. Right. Okay. But what are some of your other favorite artists who you got to meet? Like that you were like excited to meet? Because I got to meet so many people that weekend.
Meeting, finally seeing Internet Club was
Oh my
pretty,
god, yeah. I mean,
I was like, whoa, dude.
I didn't even. Well, of course I didn't recognize the guy because
Me neither. Nobody did. And then I bought a CD for sure.
Oh yeah.
I was like, yo, I'm just gonna support you. I told him straight, I was like, I know no one's in your line because nobody gets it, but
No, the thing is,
thank you for being here.
I think people don't necessarily realize,
He didn't know.
Because
Well, he didn't have crazy merch either. He just had the CDs. He's very 2014, 2013.
Yeah, he's a very interesting character.
He is.
It's interesting seeing what different sort of artists do as far as like I think like the Internet Club set was like the one set I actually got a chance to sit down and actually watch.
Yeah, I watched it when I could. I mean, with him though, like, I regret not like having a conversation with him because like I saw him at the Chewing Foil after party too at our venue, and I was like, oh shit, he came here too. Like what? But like he was, I don't know. He came off as like a kind of like introverted dude that didn't want to like talk too much. So I was like, oh, because I want to pick his brain.
I think the funniest part was at the show, his mom was in the crowd. And I'm like, wait, you're his mom? What? It's like,
what?
I mean, hey,
That's so cool.
I know, having parents who are like, I'm sure. I think even she was like, I don't quite get it, but I didn't realize he was like it's funny when in a scene like this you know so I guess like my mom she supports me. She's very supportive. But I don't think she realizes. She's like, oh, how's your vaporwave thing doing? And I'm like, I mean,
That's cool. She knows vaporwave, like the term.
well, I've been doing this for 7 years. I don't think she's actually used the term until recently.
Yeah.
Like, I can't fault her for it. It's certainly out of her sort of comfort zone of things to know things about, I guess.
Yeah, that's cool that she
Yeah,
shit about it.
Well, the thing is, like, it's become my entire life, and for a while she was like, "So, Joe, when are you getting a real job?" And I'm like, I mean, the vaporwave thing's doing pretty good.
Yeah, shit. This Windows 96 is doing pretty good.
Yeah, I remember what's the word? Back in the day, hearing their first album, like, and wanting to not business casual, and look at him now.
It's so crazy. Did he just like randomly like just send an email or?
No, I sent an email saying, "Hey, I like your album. Why don't I business casual?" Like I don't do that nearly as often as I used to, mostly because I get so many demos and so many people get in contact with me.
Right.
And sometimes I have even I have a bit of like how do I approach this person? Like I'm kind of awkward in a conversation and stuff.
For sure.
Whatever,
everybody, I mean, yeah, for sure.
But
But what did he say after that? He was just like, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it was pretty quick getting, just like most of the stuff I do, ends up being pretty quick. Like you send me the album, I upload it or get it prepped for tapes and stuff. But this is like a while ago. This is before I was making tapes of every album.
You have proven yourself worthy.
But
Here is a power cell.
What's so funny is my other friend, put out his other record on vinyl for Reflections.
Oh, what's the label called?
Unfortunate Face. It's This is in Austin. This is one of my buds.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
It's funny, right?
Yeah, small world, eh? Well, it really is kind of a small world. You gotta have some overlap.
Yeah. But what else did he put out? Oh no, it was the Nematofi record.
Oh, what a wonderful sight! I thank you.
Sick. This guy's fucking talking again.
Windows 96 is cool.
Boys, you have restored power to the village and guaranteed my re-election. And for that, my boy, you earned a power cell.
Who was pretty cool for you to meet at Electronicon?
Oh. Like, pretty much everybody. I mean, like, I like being at the first econ, at the tape swap, getting to meet, Dan, Dan Mason.
Yeah. Your first time meeting? Wow.
Well, it was the first time meeting a lot of these people, like, in person. Like,
too funny.
Meeting 3D Blast was interesting. It was a lot more of a character than I realized, and like, I mean, I've become better friends with him since. Who else?
Yeah, I feel like you guys have been friends for like years.
Like
you're all in all went to high school together. Almost.
I I mean, we went to Vaporwave High School. We all like
Right.
you know.
Vapor College?
I mean,
It's Vapor High School, I guess.
it's Vapor High School. You know, it's I don't know that it's what's the word fuck. Yeah, it's one of those sort of things where it's like, it's still too petty to be college, you know, even though there are some petty people in college.
I forgot. There's this quote that Luke said, I forgot, about like vaporwave producers in general. It was so good. I'm trying to find it. Oh, it was all vaporwave. Oh no, he wrote this after Electronicon. He's like, after this weekend, I can know now for sure that vaporwave producers are either introvert geniuses or class clowns.
Yeah, I mean, or
So
both.
true. It is both for sure.
Like, I'm
A
not
lot of
funny.
geezers.
I like to think I'm funny, but I'm not funny. So I'd like to be the class clown, but I'm definitely more of the introvert.
Yeah, for sure. It's too funny. It's so like that.
You know, having little exercises like, you know, playing games on stream certainly does. It's me trying to help myself, you know, get a little bit better at the whole.
Living in isolation. You can't leave your house.
Well, that too isn't helping. This fucking cat thing. But
Say goodnight, Jack.
But yeah, no, it's just like I've been wanting to like I used to do YouTube videos back in the day, like when I was a kid, and I kept doing it for like a good like 2-3 years. Thankfully, a lot of those videos are gone.
It's good money in that.
Well, the thing is, now there is like back when I started, you know,
I know, right?
like I wanted to become a partner because I wanted the banner more than I wanted the money. You know, this is back in the day when like every channel had a like every, you know, partner channel had a banner and you can customize and be all cool like that. And I was trying to get on that level, but clearly my content was not up to snuff. You know, I was like a 15-year-old doing stupid skits and not funny stuff.
Yeah,
So
doing what you can. Yeah, I mean, nothing was monetized really then, I guess, like it is now.
yeah, but you know, I lost. What was it? I can't remember what happened, but my AdSense, part of my YouTube channel, which, you know, I use now as a Christ channel, got like demonetized for like good. Like what was it? I can't you know use it, Google AdSense, so I can't. Even if I had like a YouTube channel and it was still, you know, doing well and stuff, it wouldn't matter because I can't really make any money off it.
Yeah.
You know, because I wanted to like start like a little like series where I look over like you know old tech, you know, and stuff like that. I collect like old laptops, PDAs, phones, just old interesting tech. I was going to do a video on you remember the Video Now player?
Yeah, I do.
Like I literally one day at the thrift store there's like fucking 20 discs and a player, and I picked it up for like nothing. And I was thinking, you know, and then over like the next few months, I picked up like a couple more players, just like a couple models. And I was gonna do like a whole retrospective on the thing, but I ended up just being lazy and not doing it. Yeah, no, they really kind of suck, but like doing a whole fun video on it, and then And then some other guy did a video on him, and just like he got like a million views, and I'm like, oh, sounds about right. And that was like his breakout video was the Video Now video. So now it just made me feel like, okay, now I'm too late. Now I can't even make one now.
How popular did that video get though?
I got pretty popular. It got into the what's it called, the algorithm. So I think picked up. It really like that was a video that sort of like took the guy's channel off. And actually, he's a pretty. I'm trying to what his name is, Billiam or something.
I don't even know.
But yeah, he
Damn.
makes fun little videos and stuff. On like old 2000s tech stuff, like toys and shit. But like literally, I've got like can't see it from here, but I got a whole box full of like old stuff. It's like an old Nook. I see a Nokia phone, a PDA,
Dang.
a high what's it called? Handspring visor, PDA. Come on.
I know. I just found all my old phones yesterday. I was just cleaning out a desk, and I found them all. Like all of them. I have almost all of them still. But they're all missing the memory card.
I think I have all my old phones except for one, which like broke, and I was on a cruise ship in like high school. Mom took us on a vacation on a cruise ship for like a couple days, which was, it was interesting.
Where'd you guys go? Where'd you go?
I think we went to the Caribbean. Like,
Bahamas.
it's the cheapest one.
Yeah, man.
But it was interesting. I never been on a cruise ship before, so I'd never been on on a boat before. So the whole process was.
That's what happened.
It's I mean, if I was on there one more day, I probably would have gone a little bit stir crazy because
I'll put it here.
it was like it was nice and all, it was fun and all, but
Better you than
what happened one night was I had my phone in my pocket, like it was like an old Nokia, I think it was called a twist because it like twisted out like, like this, and had like a keyboard, and
Oh yeah, I see it. I just googled it. Nokia Twist 7.
it was such a cool phone. I love that phone because it had a really cool UI.
It's like a square.
Yeah.
Cool. Little keychain.
Yeah, you could hook up your keychain. That was the coolest part about it. Unfortunately, it didn't have any
Idea.
rings too big enough for it, and also it was kind of heavy for what it was. But I was going up the stairs on the ship, and it was a particularly like not a stormy day, but like one of the days that was like not like smooth sailing. So quite literally, I fell down like on the boat. I tripped on a staircase thing, and I landed on my pocket. And well, I cracked the screen in that bad boy, and and I was a lot lighter back then, So I mean, like if that did, oh no, damn it, ugh. But yeah, no, that was not a fun day. I actually,
That's a bummer. Because there's nothing you can do because you're on the boat. You can't get a new one.
Yeah, when I got home, my mom gave me my dad's old cell phone, which was not nearly as cool. Because, I had this phone for a little under a year. My mom was like, I couldn't text, I couldn't do anything on it, I put out some music on it, and that was about it. It was meant for, I would stay after school for a video and film club and photo club.
Sick.
So, that's the reason why she got me a phone to begin with. Otherwise, I didn't have friends. I wasn't calling people. like, you know, you think I'm being like funny, but like, I really did like have friends, so you know, I wasn't calling people. Fuck! God damn it.
Hey, Jack!
Yeah,
Can I
yeah. I mean,
have your insect collection?
I was in chess club. I wasn't in video club. I was in chess club. That was pretty cool.
I was in chess club in middle school.
Oh, really? We should play, dude. I was ranked number 1 for a whole year.
I wasn't.
I'm pretty serious.
I was.
I'm pretty serious.
I'm not very good at it.
I've been playing since I was in diapers, pretty much.
Wow. I mean,
Yeah, it's been a while, but
like I actually recently picked up a chess set. I'm a collector of Michael Graves' items, and he put out
told me about that.
yeah, I put out a chess set in like the '90s.
Oh, what? I'm gonna check it out.
And it's like a really cool one. It's like
Oh wow, so mono.
yeah.
I love that.
It's a and they did like a reissue in like, you know, a couple years ago at Macy's, and someone.
They're expensive. They're like really expensive.
Well, I got a smaller version of it
Sick.
on eBay for like $15-20.
Well, that's a steal for sure.
Well, I get it, and it's definitely not as high quality as the original ones were, and there's a reason why there are so many of them left over, because no one bought them because they were, quite frankly, pretty cheap feeling.
Oh, okay, I think I see. It's kind of like it's just wood on that.
I mean, like
wood's a little thin.
yeah, it's just a thin veneer on the thing, and it doesn't help that like the wood kind of what's the word? Like it just fuck. I can't remember. It got
Say goodnight, Jack.
probably moisture in it, and
It's a little crude.
yeah, it's a really like nice looking one. Let's watch out. This guy's nope. But it's definitely a very like I wish I got the like big one, but first of all I don't know where I'd put it because it's actually pretty big. And unfortunately none of my friends like playing chess, you know, and I haven't played chess
Damn.
in like years, like probably since you know I was in middle school, or you know the last time I maybe played was on my laptop, like when I first got it, because it comes with chess.
Hell yeah, dude. Get whooped all day by the computer.
Oh yeah. Let's not fuck up this time. Oop, 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 oop. Okay, well that's one. Okay, we're doing good, we're doing good.
What do you film edit on now?
What do I film it on now? I still use Sony Vegas. I have a PC that I use for everything.
Oh, okay.
I use a laptop pretty much exclusively for just internet content. Like, when I went to film school, like everybody was using what's it called, Final Cut and
Final Cut. Yeah.
So I picked it up for that reason, because I had a desktop, but I needed like a laptop for like, you know, going to class, taking notes and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
But that being said,
You just got a big PC, right?
oh yeah, I just got it.
Dude, how is it? How is that thing?
Oh, it's nice.
I remember seeing it. Yeah, I need one so bad.
I mean, I wish it. Like I intentionally got it like without all the like the RGB stuff, because I kind of can't stand that stuff. I think it's just got like I'm a pretty loud person, but like even that's just too much for me. You know, I'm not.
Dude, that looks so cool on the stream right now. Are you kidding?
Wait, what?
You just have the RGB behind you with like a big black light right
Oh
now.
yeah. I mean, like things like literally. You know, the only light on it is this one little like stripe of red on the front, which I mean, my old computer had like a little stripe of red light on it, and it was like, okay, it's fine. And the only reason why I went with this case was because I bought this on iBuyPower. How do I get out of here? There we go. Because I'm, I'm sure I could probably build my own PC for cheaper or whatever, but
Okay, that's where you got it.
yeah, I customized it, but like, it ended up
Painted
coming
that out.
just under two grand, and the reason why I bought it was only because I was gonna buy a new computer like this summer, but with all this shit going on,
Oh, I know.
I started freaking out, thinking, oh, prices are just gonna go up, because we're not gonna have.
That's what we all thought. Oh.
What and it's kind of true. It kind of did go up.
Mm-hmm.
Where the hell do I go from?
It's just stuff is so hard to get.
Let's change the music. Let's put something else on.
How much RAM do you have on that PC?
32 gigs.
How many gigs?
My last one had 24 gigs.
Ooh, nice.
Like I actually, whenever I had my original computer made, I did pretty well to spec it out like pretty well when I first got it, because like I still use the PC as a streaming PC for the business casual live stream, for the 24-hour radio thing. Like it actually is, I think it's still going on right now, or it should be.
Oh damn.
But like I like in looking at the the like benchmarking tests for this processor, because I think I got a Ryzen 7 something or another. Like I think it's a whatever the most or either last generation's chip or this generation's chip. It's got like 8 cores and stuff. Like compared to the one I had before, like I had like a i7 44K something or another. Like looking at the stat. Am I stuck here? Looking at the stats for that compared to this, the processors aren't even that. Isn't even that big of a thing, like a difference.
Right.
They're pretty comparable.
Yeah, I'm on i5 on my 20s old.
Like I was originally gonna go with an i5, but I ended up going with a Ryzen processor only because they are a bit cheaper than Intel at the moment. I'm still Team Blue for the most part, but like it doesn't really mean anything these days.
I literally just upgraded my RAM from 4 gigs to 16 gigs on my laptop, and it's like
oh yeah, no, well, the thing is, like I originally had I think 8 gigs on my MacBook, but
wow.
I ended up upgrading it to 16 not too long ago, only because
last week.
Chrome really fucking sucks on.
Dude.
It eats all the RAM up all the time.
Does. Couldn't believe it. I couldn't even load into like anything for like a half hour after changing my laptop on. And I was like, oh, I'm gonna have to buy a new laptop.
Well, 4 gigs of RAM, yeah, in 2020, yeah, that'll definitely do it. That'll definitely do
it, dude.
Like I have I recently picked up for a music video, the Windows music video. I picked up a Windows XP laptop, which took me a lot longer to try and figure out and install everything right on it, because I bought it from like a recycling plant, and they had to take out the hard drive and stuff, so it wasn't any, you know, operating system or anything on it. So I had to figure that out, and that was a pain in the ass.
God, I know exactly what that about.
Like I literally went on eBay and I picked up a box copy of Windows XP,
Smart move.
and mostly for a prop, but like because you can get like Windows XP anywhere these days. But let's say, having to troubleshoot that, and it originally came with like 1 gig, but I was able to upgrade to like, you know, for like $10, upgrade to 4 gigs, and man, that thing was like, you know, you ever see that footage of Steve Jobs saying like, you know, it's a screamer, you know?
Oh yeah.
That's basically what happened. It turned a Windows XP machine into a screamer.
Yeah.
Blazing
I was
fast
living.
for. Oh shit.
Yeah, there's some people in the chat. They're saying they got 4 and they got 8. No, you guys need to upgrade to 16 gigs of RAM. You need to go to your computer store. You need to upgrade your life because it is worth. It is seriously. Worth it.
I mean,
Change your life.
I agree. It definitely. I think it depends on what you're doing. If you're just going on the internet and maybe you have like a couple tabs open, or if you're just doing like, it also depends on like your operating system. If you have a Mac and
I got like 30 tabs.
And you got like 4 gigs, you can survive on that. But like on Windows these days, I don't know.
Yeah, I just had to max mine out. I just couldn't deal with it. And it saved me from buying a new laptop. There's no way I'm gonna do one now. It's like 2K. Ugh.
Yeah, I mean,
I need to get SSD though next.
I tell you, SSDs definitely have. If my laptop didn't have an SSD, it would be not nearly as not reliable, but not nearly as fast as it is now. Because it really is.
Really?
It really is. It really does change a lot. Like having.
That's what I hear. Even a startup.
Oh my god, yeah. Well, the thing is, my friend used to have, well, my friend had like a 2012 MacBook Pro, and, sorry. Damn it. 2012 MacBook Pro, and...
That's what I have. 2012 MacBook Pro.
And he had like the 500 gig hard drive,
That's what
Fusion
I have.
drive,
Exactly
or whatever.
like mine. Exactly. Like mine.
And the thing is, it's not bad. It's just, you know, when it gets to that age, they just kind of suck.
Yeah.
And
with the stock drive, right?
yeah, like investing in a cheap SSD, you know, like granted, I think mine's only like 120 gigs. And if it's your main computer, you know, then, you know, you're definitely going to want more space than that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm going to go 1 terabyte.
Yeah, you can get those for like... You can get like
like 130. It's like 130 for Samsung.
But,
yeah, Samsung.
if you're looking to upgrade like one thing on your thing, upgrading the SSD is, you know, a great thing to do. You might want to, you know, make sure you back up your hard drive, and if you want to move everything over to it, like,
That's what I'm worried about.
Yeah, and that's the whole reason why I ended up just getting a new computer instead of upgrading my current one.
So scared. Yeah.
Like, because I literally I backed up my entire computer pretty much to an external hard drive, for like redundancy, you know, sake.
Of course. You have to. Yeah.
And I literally have like 10 external hard drives for, you know, just in case sort of situation. Well, the thing is, like, when you work in film, like, you know, footage is like like for school, I had to get like a 4 terabyte hard drive.
Yeah.
just to hold
So
like
crazy,
my
too.
senior thesis project, and that's like I think I ended up using 3 terabytes worth of space on it because when you're shooting in like 4K, that shit's a lot. And I had to buy a second one for redundancy's sake, because you can't just have the one, and
Right. You're already that far deep in it.
yeah, you need to make sure that you're you're being safe.
Backup of the backup.
Exactly. Because you do not want to fucking lose that, especially when other people are relying on you. There it is. That's what I need. But yeah, no, I upgraded my computer. I was originally going to just buy like an SSD and put it in my old computer and just like put on Windows and all the stuff I use often on it. But to be completely honest, I didn't know how to do that without messing up everything. And it's one of those things that like I can't afford to mess it up because literally it's my entire life is on that computer.
I know exactly. I know that feeling so well.
So
About it.
I literally have I need to make a third backup of this computer though. Like right now because my computer's still running and I'm still actively using it. So it's sorry, I'm just sort of zoning out a sec.
I do all my production work on a 2011 MacBook still.
Yeah, I mean
Just because it has Ableton 5.7 suite and I can't get it on the other one. It's so expensive.
yeah, what?
And I have a cracked version, so.
Let's you know what happened to Frank Jeff C. When he said that live on stream.
Oops.
I don't think Ableton is watching my stream. Ableton just shows up in the chest like, excuse me. You're doing what?
You're making what? Vaporwave?
I don't know what's worse. You making vaporwave or is there a boost thing on this? Ow. What's that?
Boost it. Boost. Damn.
Well, I fucked up on that. But yeah, no, I originally used to use I had like an old Windows 7 laptop that I used for like my first year of school, like college. Got it. But like by sophomore year, that thing was like fuck, dude. Like it was chug. It was loud. Everybody else had everybody else in my class had like MacBooks and stuff. So
You're a fan.
Yeah. In my mind, I was thinking, I'd get a desktop computer so I could have a lot more power than I could ever get with like a laptop, especially with editing and stuff. So I ended up getting a desktop computer, and I used that for a lot of my school stuff. And then I ended up getting a, what's it called? Is that all of them? I'm drifting out here. I didn't even look at the chat. What's going on over here? Figured you for RC Cola guy. No, I'm a Coke guy all the way. You know. Bruising for a bruising. Yep. You look at the chat. Well, hey, I'm looking at the chat right now. He does sometimes, not very often though. I'm not very good at that. I don't have that kind of money. I'm assuming that's talking about the computer. Yeah, I this was not an easy purchase. You know, I.
Oh no, it's definitely. This is why I asked, because I'm definitely in the market as well. But it's definitely like a 5 to 10 year purchase kind of thing.
Yeah.
You know that's why it's so important.
Like literally,
Especially what we're doing.
I got my desktop in 2015, and you know, for the computer I spent like $1,000 on it, and that was a huge purchase for me.
Right, for sure.
You know, thankful. The reason why I got it for like $1,000 instead of like more than that was the graphics card wasn't amazing. Like everything else was like pretty like well spec'd. I had 24 gigs of RAM and had like a top of the line i7 CPU.
Damn.
But you know, I had like a coupon, or there was a sale going on HP's website, which is what I bought. I bought like an old old now, but I bought like an HP desktop. Things away. Scout flies. Where are they? What was I saying?
Talking about computers. We're just nerding out. Over
Yeah, I mean,
that.
it's just. Are you on the go most of the time?
Yeah, I would say so.
So a laptop would definitely be more useful than a desktop, because you know in most cases I would just you know getting a desktop, because you know
I really just want like $1 million, and then I could just buy a nice desktop, you know, and just start producing on that instead.
I mean, hey, you know, you said you work at a pawn shop. I'm sure someone's bound to bring in a pretty nice computer one of these days.
We do, dude. We get some pretty dope gaming computers too. But,
like,
you know,
and if you're a Mac type of guy, if you do you have like a preference for Mac, or is that just sort of out of just like that's what you have, you know, you use what you have sort of situation?
Yeah, I mean, I work on both, but I've been on the Mac for like at least 10 years, especially for music and just ease of use, you know. I'm not pro or against either or. I'm actually pro both, really. I like both, so.
For sure.
I'm not against either, for sure. I love both. They both have the pros and cons.
Well, of course. Like, I'm just, like, thinking, you know, if like, the sort of software you use, like, if you use Final Cut.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
And
I
so
use Ableton.
Like, because
Ableton would be a...
The only thing I use music-wise on my laptop, my MacBook, is Ableton for I do live stuff. Only because my version of FL Studios is very old, and I need to update it. I just haven't done that yet. Because I'm using like 10, and then we're on like 20. So like I've been using the same one for like the past 10 years. So
I've been doing that too. I mean, sometimes there's no real reason to upgrade, especially when you got everything already laid out.
Oh yeah.
You know.
I've got all my, well, the thing is, I moved to a new computer, and all my, you know, presets and all my stuff didn't transfer over as nicely as I'd like it to.
That's what I'm worried about.
So, well,
yeah, that's what...
It really is one of those sort of like things, like, as a person who uses it like all the time for like everything, switching over to a new computer fucking sucks. It really does. It's like, it's the worst. Like,
it does.
in order to get like all my old like tracks and stuff that have like samples and stuff in like certain folders, I now have to reconnect every time I want to open up a new like an old one, but like, and you have to like go through each and sample or whatever and find it in the thing. You know, it's just it's not fun.
Yeah, I can't even.
So you want to make a contribution? A sizable one, I hope. Yeah. Oh, it is a sizable contribution.
starting school,
I just hope this power cell adequately represents my gratitude.
Is that done? That's all we got. Oh, there it is. I was looking for that last one.
What did you think of the art from Lunitas?
The art for the... I'm sorry.
For the release?
Sorry, I couldn't hear you over the game. Let me pause this for a sec.
What did you think of the Lunitas art for the release? For ours.
Oh, the bizarre one.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. I don't know what the hell. I have another artist coming out next month who's got a very similar name to that. I thought you were talking about that one.
Oh, really?
Well, as far as like it sounds very similar. Benitez or whatever you said.
Oh yeah.
But no, it's great. It's a fucking sick cover.
Yeah.
I think I follow him on
Saved her! Oh, you really are
on
the
Twitter.
best. Here,
I
take this power cell.
think they also did they do the Cat Corp live album thing?
Yeah, he did that. He's doing a bunch now.
Yeah. I had to
pretty-
pick up that
Pretty
vinyl.
dope.
I'm on the vinyl technically. You
you
can see my backside right there. I had to pick it up.
I'm on it 3 times.
What? I mean, actually,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, there's definitely that one picture you and Jort that was on your Instagram.
There's also a picture with it's me, Luke, Donovan Hikaru, LSD Sound System, and Jort. Or LSD Sound Driver, sorry. Yeah, it was pretty cool. That was a crazy cool release that he did too. I really like that vinyl.
Wait, which one?
For the live album.
Oh, yeah. Sorry. Yeah. I thought you were talking about one that I put out for a sec. I was like, I haven't put out one in a while. But yeah, no, it's a really pretty vinyl. I'll give him that.
Are you thinking of repressing your next LP?
The
The last one?
You mean the yellow one, yellow and red one, Gay Rats, that one?
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
More
a couple friends of mine have said I should, but at the same time, I'm like, it did not perform nearly as well as I hoped it would. As far as people liking it. So I don't know whether or
It's
not.
so hard to gauge. It's so hard to gauge sometimes. Really. I mean, it sold out in a day, right?
Yeah, it did. So I think just a little more than a day, like a day and a half or something.
That's great.
Like I mean, it's not that it failed, but clearly it's not a fan favorite. And so, making tapes is one thing. Tapes are cheap. I could make tapes, make them really nice looking, and have fun with that. But when it comes to vinyl, it's expensive, and to be completely honest, if I feel like people aren't gonna want it, then it makes me I will worry about putting it out, like, because I don't want to be sending them onto them for a couple years, I'd like for them to, come in and, people pick them up and, Now, you've sold quite a few vinyl in the past. What's been your experience with that? Like, have you ever had like an album that just doesn't perform nearly as well as you hoped?
I did the crates thing though, so it's a little different.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but I mean, the first one, Playboy Playboy did way better than Wrestling Wave did for sure. By like 100, I think, units. But I know what you mean. That's why I did that route, because I was like, shit, will I even be able to move these? So I was like, I'm gonna eliminate that if I can.
Yeah, I mean, I was thinking about doing crates, but to be completely honest, their quality is fine. But I like the ability to be, like 100% like customizable with like your actual, an actual release getting done by pressing plant,
Absolutely. I mean, I'll tell you now, I wouldn't use them again.
Like they're there for people who want to get it out and don't want to have to worry about the shipping or the logistics of it. And I mean, I get that. I get that a lot.
Well, I mean, as being a person that actually did the whole project twice, they eat your profits.
Oh yeah, no doubt, no doubt.
So, and especially the first release I did prior to them getting acquired by Warner. So once Warner acquired them, I was already kind of set up into the project, and then I saw that the math was starting to change, and so luckily I had screenshots. I always take screenshots whenever I do, look at tapes or looking for quotes. I like to keep the screenshot because I have the actual image of what they have, And so I noticed prices were changing and percentages were like changing significantly. I don't really want to go too much into but I probably wouldn't use them again. That's for sure.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those sort of things. Like, it's like a necessary evil for some people.
Dear boy. You've caught me at a most inopportune moment.
Yeah, for sure.
I wish to set off on my journey
It
yesterday,
definitely helps.
but I seem to be a spot short on the old precursor orbs. I would have pledged my word that I had 90 of them, but I gather that your young friend, the little annoying, miserably ugly one, might have just
But
sort of a spot of fun.
I was thinking about using them for a little while back, or I can't remember what the project was. But I ended up not going with them only because, to be honest, I just didn't like the way they had it like set up, like on their back end. There wasn't enough, ways to customize it the way I wanted it. That I was just like, eh. Okay, this guy done talking. Well, I think we got all the little orbs in this zone. I think we got them all.
Yeah.
Oh no, we're missing one. Oh, I need to find those fucking flies. How many do I need over there? 2 more. I can get them later. I was gonna go for like a 100% sort of run, but you get like the cool ending, but like
Is it already almost over?
Well, this is like the first like world.
Oh yeah.
I think there's
just the one.
Like there's this one, then there's the rain one, then there's the fire one, and then I think there's like 4 like levels, but in each level there's like 3 or 4 like settings like that you can go into. They're all connected, so that it's supposed to be like a seamless big huge world thing. Like there's no like loading screens or anything like that. which, you know, is cool and all.
Ooh, someone just asked if you're ever gonna
Great!
do a
You
stream
have the 20 cells
talking
needed to
about the new
power my
album.
heat shield. Now be careful. The shield will only protect your Zoomer till it reaches 500 degrees. So try to keep her cool.
I mean,
Flying over open lava will
you did the one
definitely heat
when
you
you
up
dropped
fast.
it. Nothing
Hit
really.
500 degrees and it's
I usually...
over. Like burning molten metal over? The fire canyon gets pretty hot. So keep a lookout for jumps to keep you off the hot ground. I've also released several blue cooling balloons you can use to drop the shield's temperature
I
quickly.
really hate that you can't skip some of these
Oh, and when you
like
get across,
sections
don't
where they
forget
just
to
talk
activate
and
the
talk
teleport
and
gate
talk.
in the Blue Sage's lab. Then we'll be able to teleport over and meet you.
For now,
Good
you
luck.
guys.
Okay. I usually don't do like big huge chats on albums, only because I try my best to leave it up to the viewers to sort of make their own conclusions on it, because I don't want to sort of spoil somebody's you know, listen of the album by making them...
It's hard to talk about sometimes.
Yeah, that's just been my like stance on the whole thing for like years now. Like some albums are a little bit more obvious than others. Fuck.
Yeah, leaving it open to interpretation keeps some of the mystery involved still. I agree with that.
Like, I understand, you know, some people, you know, wanting to, like, get the full story. And... I feel like my albums are very much open to interpretation. I think, you know, some concepts I've gone over in the album are pretty obvious, while others are a little bit more ambiguous. You know, it's not a personal story. It's not like, you know, some of the tracks that, like this track that has lyrics, AOL, and it's not like, what's the word? That's a story of my life. You know, I'm, you know, depressed and sad to be online, and I feel alone or whatever. You know, because that's not the case.
Right. I know when I heard it, I was like, "This isn't really John, though." Who's singing about?
Well, I was trying to put myself into the shoes of someone who, you know, I don't feel like I'm that far off of being to the point where like I'm very much I'm online a lot, and you know, I don't feel like I'm to that point yet, but I feel like there could be a point in my life where I can get to that point where like, you know, I've just become the like part of the internet, and that's it. You know, there's like I don't have, you know, friends or what have you. You know, I don't know. I don't think I would let myself get to that point, but you know,
things can change. True in life.
Yeah.
That's a really good way of putting it. I didn't think about that. Could be like your future ghost.
Oh, the future ghost? Oh, shit.
Right.
Okay. I don't know. It's weird. Like, I feel like we're very lucky in that we live in the internet age that we have now. Because given another decade, and the internet's going to look a lot different, you know, I feel like a lot of the things that make the internet so great now might not be there anymore, you know, years from now.
Damn, it's so weird to think about.
Like, because it's still like the Wild West, you know. And, you know, I feel lucky to have at least been able to be a part of it, like of its sort of like growth, even though, sorry.
Yeah, it is pretty Wild West still.
Like it could certainly be more. Come on, fuck.
This race level is too intense. The lava.
I gotta go back one more time. But yeah, I just feel blessed that, you know, I can experience the internet as it is now and not of what it might be, you know. Maybe I'm just being overly cynical or something, but like, yeah, I don't have much confidence in, you know, governments and in people trying to, you know, use the internet for, you know, their own needs per se. Like, there's a reason why, you know, the West, you know, the Wild West is no longer a thing. It's because, you know, people came in and made changes. And, you know, I mean, sure, I'm sure some of these things are going to be positive. Okay, you know, let me just mute the audio on this because he's going to be talking for like 10 minutes. Like, I'm sure no one is here for hearing the story of this game. Okay, what else we got in the chat? That's because various people are calling the album James Ferraro ripoff. I think it's not a good evaluation of the release. I mean, it's definitely inspired by his work, but it's like sonically in some ways.
It's different. It's very different.
Exactly. I was intentionally, you know.
He's using samples like repetitively. It's different by a far margin. But it's I can see the instinct.
I feel like it's one of those sort of things where it's like, I was worried when I was working on the album if it was going to be too derivative of the people who I was clearly, you know, inspired by. You know, I was clearly inspired by, you know,
what could have happened to him?
James Ferraro, you know, Stephen Reich, Philip Glass.
Now, even with power cells, will we have enough power?
Jeez, okay. It's just, it clearly has its inspirations, and I feel like, although it doesn't necessarily sound like a James Ferraro album as far as the composition does, the similarities to it's sonically, the sort of very cheap sounding MIDI, you know, orchestra definitely doesn't help its case as far as, you know, saying that's different or what have you. I don't know.
Well, I think it's a continuation of the genre.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Hey, looks like a couple people got the Omega Mall tape, and they love it, and they can't wait for Bizarre Bazaar. Or Bizarre Bazaar?
It's supposed to sound the same.
Yeah. I assumed as much, yeah.
Yeah, kind of one of those tongue twisters, you know what I mean? Bizarre, yeah.
It is a great name, I'll give it that, you know.
Thanks, man. Yeah, kinda, that one just popped in my head one day, really.
Well, with the whole Mallsoft sort of shtick you're going with, you know.
Yeah, I think it might be a trilogy involved.
No, I remember talking with you a little bit about this on the live set. That, you know, clearly the Mallsoft stuff has been doing very well for you as far as, you know, plays and people liking what they hear. Okay. What made you do it in the first place?
Interesting.
Actually, since I got into Vaporwave initially, I've been wanting to do a mall soft album. That was like one of my first time goals. It's just like, damn, the thing is like, the whole idea of it was pretty cool.
Because there's like, maybe I just don't have nostalgia in malls like a lot of other people do, because I wasn't one of those like mall rats as a teenager, where I wasn't really, you know, going out to malls. Say it?
I'm a little bit older than you though too. So, I mean, growing in California, it's a mall culture. For sure.
Well, that too. Like, I grew up in New Jersey, you know.
Which has their own mall culture for sure too.
Yeah, I mean, you know, being, you know, next to New York, definitely get a different blend of people showing up. But
yeah, I guess just living in that culture, and I'm just a fan of the genre, really.
Oh yeah.
I've been so into, like, you know, like I said, all joint stuff, and it's just one of the initial vaporwave micro-genre subgenres that I kind of fell in love with, and when I first started doing vaporwave and when I started making like wrestling wave and all that, I always had in mind, like, damn, that's like kind of the end game. I definitely want to do something mall soft because, one, I liked the type of music, and two, it was like pretty. At the time, it wasn't too popular, but I could tell it was kind of like getting to be.
It was starting to pop off.
You could see that it was kind of like, oh wow, what's this new and tech genre that's kind of like endless. Like, usually you can play anything, you know, and it's like mall soft at that point.
It's not mall hard, it's mall soft.
You know, it could be pretty hard if you want it to be.
I'm sure you can go pretty hard in the ball soft. Like there's hard vapor, you know. Maybe there's hard ball soft.
Hard balls.
Yeah, very much just made out of granite, just solid.
Yeah. Yeah, you know, you never know. Hey, but I definitely like the concept of it, and, you know, having some success with it out of it is pretty rewarding, and some affirmation. You know, I have so much mall audio. I'm just like recording for the last 2 years, and it's so funny because like now, you know, you can't even get into the malls or get any of it, you know. So I got one of my friends working on like some mall soft stuff too, so I'm letting him use some of my audio from certain malls and whatnot that I'm not going to be using.
That's very generous of you, you know. Getting those authentic mall sounds, you know.
Sharing some hard to get mall audio right now.
Yeah, it's at a premium. You're just giving it away? Jeez. Open up your mall soft OnlyFans and you just, you know, hey guys, I got some great for you from the vault, you know.
That's how much. It's probably like 40 hours that I have sitting on.
Jeez, that's fucking 40 hours? You gotta be kidding me. That's like too much.
It would be me just going to the mall, right? Then bringing like my Game Boy, which is modded out, you know, so it's got tons of games, and then just watching some Netflix, and then just leaving the Tascam on for like 4 hours.
I mean, hey,
and then,
you know.
Dude, you would get, I have so much good audio of just like little samples of people like having dumb conversations and like cool, like authentic mall soft, which is like real mall audio playing in a mall, you know?
Oh yeah.
I'll say something really teary at the funeral. Like,
it's just like,
oh, I gotta get changed back now!
It's kind of weird at the same time. Like, I feel like I invested at the right time.
Hey, you know what? Literally, you know, I bet there's a ton of people who are just dying for some, you know, authentic mall soft action, you know. So some authentic, you know, conversations that, you know.
can't have any more.
Well, okay. What is the weirdest conversation you got on like
A lot of it,
recording?
A lot of it's like hard to
Decipher or hear, yeah.
Yeah, it's hard to decipher sometimes, and it's so funny because I remember sitting there, and then just like somebody would just plop next to me and just start blabbing on, and I would be so pissed because I'm like, dude, I'm just trying to grab the small audio, not like you having a conversation that full audio is that adjust my task cam every time you talk, you know.
Mm.
But then later I listened to it, I'm like, oh wow, like this is actually so raw, you know, like they're just sitting, talking to somebody in like Russian, and then they just like leave after like 2 minutes. Like what? But it's like I get stuff like that. I get a lot of like Japanese, a lot of like French, Russian,
Step
a lot
one.
of different
Stay
types of
alive.
languages.
Step 2.
Aside
I'm not
from
doing something
English.
like that again!
English people will just be blabbering on the phone about like whatever they're doing that day. They'll just be like, oh yeah, you know, I was blah blah blah, and I picked up blah blah blah, you know, and then, oh Starbucks, and then I have a lot of good little sound bites like that where like they're yelling like Starbucks. I think I used that in the album.
It's just like,
So it's like,
oh my god, yeah. It's just, you know, your generic, you know, white girls like, just like fucking at Starbucks
Right.
is like talking about nothing, you know.
that's exactly what it is, and that's like such gold. Like listening to that later, it's just like, cause you listen to it and you're like, damn, what is she doing? Like, what is her life? Like, what is? It's almost like people watching, but you're like people hearing.
You know,
Weird.
I'm a collector of VHS tapes, and recently I've picked up a couple of new ones, including one that that I haven't watched yet only because I'm scared to watch it. It says, actually I think I've got it over here. Let me grab it because I can actually see what it exactly says. Yeah, a couple tapes recently. I got Maryland's retirement dinner, June 13th, 1991.
Oh yes.
I got what's this one? That's not. I've got a blank one, which I don't know what's on it. I got this one, Armstrong Christmas promos from 1993. So it looks like they're like TV promos. There's like 3 of them, and it's like 30 seconds.
Where did you get these?
Local thrift stores. And then now this one I'm scared to watch. Caleb's first birthday, April 29th, 1991. Actually, all three of them are from 91. That's interesting. But yeah, I haven't watched this one yet. I was thinking about doing like a live stream where I'm watching, you know, tapes. But like this one, I'd have to vet a little bit before, you know, or
that one.
Yeah. Because
you should have. Damn, I'll send you a tape. That'd be cool. You should have that. You should have like a bunch of like big producers send you VHS tape that they have, like I don't know, like childhood tape or something.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, like, I very much. Whenever I go out to thrift stores and I'm looking for tapes, I'm always looking for ones that like either don't have it don't have anything on the thing, you know, so they're completely blank. Also looking for ones that aren't spooled up, because that's probably a good sign that there is something on it. Or ones that either have like, you know, handwritten labels, you know, or in like these sort of old looking things. Like I think I paid like, you know, total like $2 for all these tapes. You know, 50 cents here, 25 cents here.
Do you have? Actually, this is a good question. Do you have any distributors still for blank VHS tapes? I know you did. You did this.
Dupe CA is where I got those made.
Is it? Oh, really? Okay, that's it.
Damn. Yeah. Well, I think it's like they were doing like a sale.
I'm looking for more sources.
They were doing a sale a while ago, and that's where I got the SJW tapes made. I also a local Macy's, like back in when I was in college. I think it was like 2015, 2016, was going out of business downtown Pittsburgh, and I literally bought like 3 boxes of sealed 120 like tapes. Like I don't know if you can actually see them, but they're up on that. Oops, they're right. Yep. My mic is in the way now. Right here. 120 minute tapes.
Uh-huh.
I haven't used them yet. I was originally gonna use them to make like business casual VHS tapes or something like that. But to be completely honest, I stopped making stuff by hand.
Well, I'm talking VHS though.
No, they are VHS tapes. Like,
okay, yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah.
But I knew you were making your cassettes by hand, but I didn't know.
Okay, well, I haven't looked at the chat in a sec. I have many opinions on the politics.
There's a shortage on VHS tapes.
Oh yeah, well, who's making? Like who's buying them? Really?
Who's buying them? Basement Labs is buying them all up.
Yeah, I guess.
Stocking them all up.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Bit of a random question, but just say it's your personal favorite album they produced, and what about past aliases and old music?
That's a good question.
I don't know. I still
tough one.
I'm still very much, you know, I'm very happy with how Deep Dark Trench came out as far as, you know, my albums. I feel like it was the sort of, you know, the point where I was like, you know, I feel like I finally sort of, you know, nailed the sort of sound I was going for. Although, I would have said, you know, Alone Online, but to be completely honest, after all the negative press it's gotten, I don't know that I can really say that without, you know, just being. I think it may have just put a weird taste in my mouth, you know.
Wait, what release was that? Sorry, you cut out.
Alone Online. I would probably well, but like to be completely honest, like because thing is like I put a lot of work into it, you know. It's the first album that you know I put together that wasn't like
you dropped singles.
Well, I was really hoping like 'cause I'm you know I was trying to what's the word take the route of you know a lot of other artists who have a little more stature than I do at this point and try to you know really promote it more so than maybe I have other albums.
Yeah, I took Frank Japsy's advice on that one. I think you did too.
Yeah, well, I mean, I was
he's a single man.
I was hoping to what's the word? You know, I was worried that you know this whole coronavirus thing was going to mess up a lot of things, you know, with business casual and stuff, but it didn't, which is I'm thankful it didn't. But the thing is, I'm getting older. I don't know how long the whole vaporwave thing is gonna last, and I kind of wanted to. I want to be sort of self-reliant, you know, because working with a ton of artists is great and all, but you know, as soon as like I stop getting demos or you know artists stop wanting to work with me or you know I just get tired of you know running a label, you know. I want my own sort of thing to fall back on, and that's part of the reason why I reopened up or redid my portfolio website so I can like hopefully start doing more design work, because you know I do a lot of that as it is.
Right. Yeah, you do it for the label already.
Yeah, and then I get you know artists who you know need help with stuff. I try my best to, help everybody out.
Yeah, I saw those fire tools logos. Those look really dope. You do like 20 different logos.
Yeah, it was a fun
So
little
dope.
exercise. She wanted something very much like stuff to like make like fun little merch out of. And so she wanted like a bunch of.
She should do a tattoo pack out of that.
Oh, that'd be fun. Or like
I wanted to
like
do
a
that.
like one of those like not iron on. You don't really want to iron on a tattoo to your arm. Like one of those like add water, sort of like kids tattoos things. That'd be fun. That'd be cool. That like a sticker set would be fun.
That. Yeah, dude, it's so expensive. I looked into it. I looked into doing a bunch of like tattoos. Especially, I thought about her Bazaar with all like the images. I was like, ooh, what if I do a bunch of tattoos? Nah, it's like in thousands.
Yeah.
I was right behind you,
To
Jack.
get
Really?
like 500
What?
minimum. I'm like, okay, yeah, I'm out of this.
Yeah. I mean, like, and the thing is, like, they're temporary tattoos. They don't last very long. So it's not. I mean, I get why they might be expensive, but at the same time, I'm like,
Well, come on.
Yeah, like, come on. It's like, really,
Scrap the idea. Scrap it. But that'd be rad if she did it. If she could pull it off.
Oh, jeez, I'm really.
Have you heard that new album though? The new.
I've heard parts of it. I ordered the record. I'm gonna. I waited to.
You're lucky you got it on vinyl. I wish I did. It's so.
I had a chance to pre-order it because she gave me a heads up, but I didn't. Now I'm sort of kicking myself because I heard like one or two of the tracks and was like, oh, this is interesting.
I never pre-order, really. I just don't. But the album is so good.
Oh yeah. I mean, like I heard like only a couple tracks off it because I wanted to save it for like the first listen on vinyl.
Oh, that's a good idea. It's definitely like listen through it all for sure. I didn't hear any of the singles prior to it. I'm glad I didn't.
I don't know. She's very. She's got an interesting sort of backstory as far as like this like sonically. I always find it funny how many vaporwave artists have that sort of like basis in like punk and in emo and screamo and stuff like that. It does
too. I was in it.
Really?
Was younger, yeah. Essentially.
Like the thing is, like I never got into it. Like I not for lack of trying. Like as in high school, I was like, hey,
Was her dad like in or something?
I'm not quite sure.
There's like pictures of her playing like some like 50-piece drums at like 8, 9. I'm like, what?
I mean, that'd be pretty cool. I don't know if that's
like
the case or not.
Style drums that I don't know. That's why when you say it's an interesting backstory, I don't really know much about her.
Well, I mean, just the fact that she came into the vaporwave scene, from that sort of like screamo, not screamo, like just that metal sort of background, and clearly, what's the word? She's she Mind Spring Memories as well. So clearly she's got some, vaporwave chops. That means anything.
Yeah. Damn, this level is sick. I love that slide.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really wish she could have been there at Electronicon. I really wanted to meet her.
Yeah, she came to Pittsburgh not too long ago, and I saw her set there.
Who played that?
It was her and a couple other. There's Muck, I think, or I think it's like Muck with a Q. Jesus Christ. Yeah, I'm not having fun now. I'm just starting to get frustrated.
Better you than me.
But a couple other Pittsburgh people were playing that show. I have a friend who does a lot of like noise and more experimental stuff in Pittsburgh.
Okay.
As far as running shows for and getting artists like that. Like this is the first one I've been to in a while. Last time I went to a show that he worked on was the Archiflex show in like 2016, and
wow.
that's when I played at, and that's how I sort of.
You played that show?
I did like a little video set thing. It was more of a DJ set than anything.
How was her set?
Oh, it was
That looks like it hurts. Should I call for backup?
It was interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, it just there's a lot of music out there, and I'd like to be into a lot of music, but sometimes I'm just not. And like,
I feel that.
You know, I had a nice time. Okay, just kill me. Come on, just fucking kill me. Just get me in.
I'll say something really teary at the funeral. Like, how am I gonna get changed back now?
Yeah, I don't know. It's
Hold up. How was the mic issues here?
say again?
Having some mic issues.
Ah.
Okay, I think we're good. Yeah, it's like most vaporwave shows. They're like, well, now they're getting better, but it's usually like maybe 2 vaporwave artists, and then like some other electronic genre, like drum and bass artists, or like.
Yeah.
It's such a trend that I noticed. It's getting better now.
Yeah,
but
for sure.
It's so hard to play a show like that as the vaporwave artist. Like, you know, it's just like a mishmash of genres. I don't know.
Like, it's very hard for me to, like, I would like to play more shows, because I may not particularly like the whole live music sort of setting, but like, it's interesting being up there on stage and you know interacting with fans and other people, they're listening to your music or what have you. Oh, come on. I hate this game.
Yeah, meeting the people is very fun for sure.
I mean, like that was really the best part of Econ was meeting people. I think I only saw between both Econ 1 and 2. I only saw 3 or 4 sets. Not including my own. Like, I saw Internet Club. I saw Dan Mason. I saw DDS. I think that's it.
That's pretty good.
I saw the people cause I promised Dan I'd watch his set because he watched my set, and it was a whole joke going around because we were scheduled for the first one at the same time. But but the second one we weren't. So we said, oh, we're gonna watch each other's set. Yeah, I'll be there. I liked Econ 2 a little bit more than I liked Econ 1. As far as
Really?
I liked Econ 1 better than I liked Econ 2. But Econ 2, the positive it was, I was able to actually sell my merch the entire night instead of just.
Oh yeah, right.
During a half an hour, or not half an hour, an hour and a half stint.
Dude, I regret not buying the VHS from you. I'm like, damn, after you sold out.
I technically, I don't know if you can see them, I still have a couple right back here.
Yeah. I want to get it from me there, though. You know.
Oh yeah,
like,
for sure.
I should have bought it from John. Like there, like there's just so much going on. I was just like,
Oh.
whoa, that's freaking Death Sandwich God. What?
I mean, it's a fucking star-studded event, like the who's who of vaporwave, and and even the people who weren't playing, you know, there's still a bunch of people who showed up, who were like, you know, what's his name? Discoholic showed up to Econ 1, and he I barely even like noticed him because he was sort of like he like walked up to me and just said, "Hey, hi," and I'm like got a million other people like walking to me, and it's just like.
That's just another person.
It's just another person, yeah. It's just like I'm like right. I'm looking back and it's like, wow, I hope I didn't go off like a dick there.
And that's so hard to know how to react to like each person because you don't even know. It's like, you know, a lot of these people are like have no faith.
Like I had a great time and I would love to do it again. I'd love being invited again. Whether or not I get invited or not. You know, because clearly there's bigger artists that are, you know, on fucking chip. Okay, fuck this game. Fuck this game. I would like to get invited back again because it was fun and. As stressful as it was worth it.
I mean, I feel like it's just the beginning, hopefully, but it was definitely a monumental time.
Okay.
I just don't want to see George get too stressed out.
I thought you were going to take that to another direction. I thought you were going to say, like, I don't want to see George get too big.
No, he can get big as he wants, but it's just a lot of work to do a whole festival.
Well, luckily he's got a whole crew with him. So I mean, he's definitely more what's the word? Able to do that sort of thing than a lot of other people who I know. Like, hell, getting the business casual like live stream set up was, you know, a trip and a half, and you know, really it really wasn't that bad, to be completely honest, getting that all set up because I've already set up the Christ stream, so I sort of have some sort of experience, even though it's not much. But you know, the fact that it went off without a hitch, that was nice. I mean, I was not expecting that. Because, quite literally, you know, something's always got to go wrong with these sort of things, right?
No matter what.
Like, I think the worst thing that happened was, you know, I think one of the artists, you know, took them a second to get their mic working. Other than that, you know, and of course Graham being, you know, Graham, funny dude, but you know, always on. You know.
Yeah, it was great. I had a good time on it. I loved it. I'm so excited for the tape.
The
anniversary tape.
Yeah, okay. I literally just dropped them off today.
What color shell is that?
I think they are white. All the anniversary tapes are white.
Oh, that looks nice. I'm gonna have to add it to the display. I got a little display in my room with all the releases I'm on and whatnot. It's pretty cool.
That's nice.
Yeah, you should do it too, since you shoot. Well,
technically, I do have like a little display where all my like personal tapes are on. Like I have like I have a bookshelf full of tapes, and then I have what's it called, a like a cassette rack, like a actual cassette rack instead of just a bookcase. And that's where I keep all my like
Oh, wow.
the like top tier stuff.
Nice.
Like all my like either expensive tapes or fuck god.
Do that yellow water.
I actually was going to stream tonight instead of playing a game. I was going to stream be going through all my tapes and stuff.
Ooh.
And
Cool.
adding stuff to Discogs because it's been a while since I've updated my Discogs. As
Shit. Yeah. Mine's pretty updated.
Well, because the thing is like I
How many? What do you have in there? How many items?
Well, right now, I've probably got about, like, 700 things listed in there. But I have way more than that.
Yeah, right.
I probably have about, like, 700 vinyl records alone.
That aren't in there yet?
No, that I have, but, like,
Okay,
that doesn't
yeah.
include, like, the 400, 500 tapes, you know?
Right, yeah.
That I've been collecting since, like, forever.
Forever.
Like,
Yeah.
I remember the first tape I got, which was well, now I'm forgetting. Arts Bonfire tape. The one that saying Pepsi's all like, "Oh, this is my favorite album" or something, you know.
I don't know. I've never actually ever heard it.
It's all right. I got it because it's like it had a cool cover and also was like cheap. But like recently, someone asked me if I would sell it, and I was like, yeah, it's got sentimental value. I ain't selling it at the moment.
Sure.
Slow and steady wins the race, John. Okay, maybe not. Clearly not.
I don't know my first tape. I don't have many tapes. I have vinyl. That's my issue.
I didn't get into vinyl till like 2017.
Oh, really? I
Yeah.
got into it in 2008.
My thing is I just didn't have the money for it.
I have 1498 vinyl right now on Discogs.
Whew.
It's pretty juicy. It's a good value, I'll tell you that.
I mean, like a lot of my records I picked up like secondhand. I picked up a lot of records, when I was starting out.
Steals. Yeah.
Like on Discogs, picking up all these all these albums from like 2000, 11, 10, 12. There we go. That's what I wanted. Okay, it took a lot longer than it should have. Okay, that's fine.
What was the first 3 albums you ever got? Any format. What you purchased? Actually, your first 3 CDs. Give me CDs first.
Well, I remember the. I remember what the first CD. I think the first CD I bought myself. I didn't get as a gift, didn't get for Christmas, didn't get for like a birthday or something. I purchased Gnarls Barkley's Saint Elsewhere, the deluxe edition.
For what was it?
Gnarls Barkley. CeeLo Green, Danger Mouse had the hit Crazy back in the day. I could be crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
Well, what else?
Okay, that was one of the first ones. If not the first one. I picked up. I want to say Sound of Silver. LCD sound system. And
sick.
probably Demon Days. Like it
Wow,
wasn't until like
the first
2006, 2005,
That was your
2006.
first 3 CDs?
Yeah, well, the thing is, like, I was very much into what's it called? like LimeWire. So
Oh yeah, dude.
like that's how I got most of my music back in the day.
Yeah, me too. Got those viruses to this day.
But
Pretty good. That's a pretty good 3. Not gonna lie.
I mean, I remember because things what I had done was I got them out of the library because my library you could rent out CDs from the library.
Yeah, I remember that.
So what I would do is if I liked an album, I would usually just go and download it, or I would just rip the CD from the library.
There you go.
But like there were certain albums that I liked so much that like I wanted my own copy of it, because
That's some true library music right there.
Well, things like my library was fucking cool. They had like everything, like every what they get like new releases in. Granted, none of it was music you wanted to listen to. But like, it was around that time. Like, I think it was around the time that I first went to the Princeton Record Exchange, because a friend of mine, was telling me about it. Cause he was a music buff, whatever. But the Princeton Record Exchange is like this huge. It's like the Amoeba Records of New Jersey,
Oh, cool.
It's like the place to go for like used CDs and records and stuff. And back in the day, they had like a ton of CDs. This is before like records were going back off again.
Oh yeah.
Like, 'cause that didn't really happen till like 2009, 2010 maybe. When people were starting like, oh well, like the people in the scarves going like, oh this is so cool,
It was like 2009, 2010. Yeah, you're right.
Like I looking back on it, it's like you see these type of people who like are like the hipsters and stuff, and like you're like, oh yeah, hipsters, whatever. But like they were real and they were everywhere apparently. Like I remember just watching YouTube like videos and from that time and just like seeing that sort of stereotype and like.
Oh, for sure.
I mean, part of me is like, not that I miss it, but like there's something so kind of funny about it. Like, it's funny. A lot of the music that I've gotten into recently is from that sort of era. I've been sort of discovering like Old English Spelling Bee and Hippos and Tanks and stuff like that from that sort of era.
Oh wow, yeah.
And like I didn't really discover that until I got into like started really getting into vinyl, because like sure I knew about a lot of these names, I was into a lot of it, but I didn't actually like dive like deep into their catalog until 2017. And I discovered a lot of like new favorite artists, new favorite albums and stuff because of it. Like one of the best things for my music, as far as like as a listener, was to start getting into vinyl.
For sure.
Like for as expensive as it is, and it is expensive, I've spent way too much money on it already.
It's so expensive. It's such a dark hole.
Like
it's so expensive.
Come on.
Like I work for a distributor. That's why I got so many records.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah. So now, shit, I'm selling some for dumb prices. On some will get lucky, but yeah, I mean, even
like,
now it's like I don't even collect as much as I used to.
Yeah, I've slowed down a lot recently, only because I'm starting to run out of room, and that's mainly the big problem. And I recently, not recently, last year I moved to this new apartment, and I had to move all those records, and I was just like, oh my god, this fucking sucks. I never want to do this again. So
Such a process.
Yeah, it is literally the fucking worst thing. moving records because they are fucking heavy. They're delicate, you know. It fucking sucked. But like, I did it. I moved them, and you know, they're in the new home, and hopefully I don't have to move for another like couple years, so I don't have to do that again. Because moving them again is gonna fucking suck. Are you
considering buying?
I like buying a house.
Yeah. If you want to talk about it.
I literally, you know, the past month have been like looking into it only because, you know, like my rent's fine. I love my landlord. You know, I got really lucky.
Whoever you told me, yeah.
And you know, I really like the place I'm at right now. Granted, you know, another year and a half, another like couple years of this, maybe I won't like it as much. But for right now, I'm very much happy with where I'm at, and you know, I don't see myself moving for at least another like 2-3 years. You know, but I was thinking about, you know, is it time to buy a house? Only because, you know, Pittsburgh is starting to get to the point where it's like it start to tick back up in prices only because a lot of tech companies are starting to move over here.
Oh, yeah, I was gonna say because Pittsburgh is still it's pretty big.
Yeah, but the thing is, like my rent is like $625 a month, and that's you know 600 square feet.
Nice.
And you know, again, you know, I got a great landlord. You know, literally, I'll call him up if I have a problem, and I'll be there. You know, in like that day. You know, if not that hour. You know.
Yeah, that's the best.
I got really lucky, and you know, I was looking at a lot of places when I was moving because I was living in, you know, the college area of Pittsburgh, in Oakland, and I was living with
Oakland.
Oakland, Pittsburgh. It's like a subset. It's like, yeah, no, it's not Oakland, California.
Okay.
But I was living there with a couple of friends of mine, but I was just like they were not clean. And you know, I run a business at, like you see all these tapes. Imagine like taking up an extra bedroom and a half of like just merchandise boxes, tapes, it's just storing stuff. Was, you know, I felt like I was taking up a lot more space than maybe I should have been taking up. So I kind of felt like a little bit guilty, even though I also kind of didn't, because, to be completely honest, no one was really taking care of the house, and I was there all the time, and, you know, I mean, who else is going to use this? Yeah.
Like, I get why you would just want your own spot then.
Yeah, as soon as like I started like looking for places, like there's a fire under me to just get out of there, you know. Like, okay, I had good friends there, you know, and I'm still friends with them.
For sure.
But man,
you're blossoming though.
It's just nothing feels better than having your own place.
Sure.
Seriously. And really, it was great. It really was great. Shit.
Yeah, I only asked because right now, I'm definitely in the market to get a duplex. I don't know if you thought about that at all.
It has been a thought of mine, only because prices are still pretty inexpensive, but they are slowly going up.
One of my buddies just put that idea into my mind of a duplex, because you essentially have somebody else there paying the rent for your own place.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's actually pretty interesting.
And then, like, you know, you could always, like, rent it out to somebody else if, like, you know, in the future. Fuck.
Oh, well, for sure.
Wait, how old are you?
Later,
how old are you?
I'm a little.
You know what? I won't pry.
Keep the mystery there.
Yeah.
But I'm probably like 4 or 5 years older than you. So.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm definitely.
Yeah, you're to the point where it's like, yeah, it's time to, think about the future. Try to, settle down per se, but like, try to.
No, you get it. Trying to get some real estate. You know what I mean?
Exactly. And you're in California. I'm sure it's not. It's not.
I'm trying to get out.
Oh, you're trying. Okay, that's good.
Yeah, the main aim is Arizona. But,
okay.
California is crazy.
Yeah, I'm sure. I'm like, but with everything
going.
Are
about $1 million here.
Yeah, no, I mean, I don't know how much you're making, but like, yeah, you'd have to be making a lot more than. It's like and that's my thing right now. I've had a bit. I still have a student loan, and that's what I've been mainly focusing on the past couple years is taking care of that. Fuck.
Mm-hmm.
Only because I want to be debt free for as long as I can before I think about taking out a loan on a property.
Makes sense.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
Like I've got probably about another 5 years worth of payments before it's like paid off. And I intend to like if I can get
build some credit.
Yeah, well, of course. Here's my thing. I don't have a credit card. I've been sort of just
saying that.
Saying? What'd you say?
You don't have a credit card, right?
No, I don't. I
remember you saying that.
It's one of those things where I'm just like, I really should get one, and I've been thinking about it a lot lately. But I just checked my credit score, and it's like, it's not bad for someone who doesn't have a credit card. Like,
yeah, I mean, you don't need to have one, but
sure. It's like if I don't have the money for it, I don't buy things that I don't have the money for. So it's like,
right.
It's for people who either want to build credit, but like the only thing I use credit for is. Okay, it's the same place I keep dying. But like I use PayPal credit if I'm buying anything over like $100, because I get 6 months to pay it off with no interest, and so
pretty good.
Like it's the best deal in town. But the problem is it's not like real credit where it's like I mean, I don't know that it works like real credit, where it's like, you get...
I don't know if it's a...
Yeah,
it's not considered like an official account to your name.
Yeah. It could very well be, but
it might be, to be honest.
From my understanding, I don't think it is. Okay, come on.
I looked into it too, but...
Well, the thing is, like, it's built into PayPal. It's not like it's whenever I use PayPal credit, I have the money. It's just I don't I just use it just so I don't have to literally like take out like $1,200 at a time, when I'm buying like a month's worth of tapes, and so I could just like pay it back as like I sell the tapes,
Right.
Just so I don't have like a just so I have... You get what I'm trying to say. Let's take a break for this. Let's take a look at the chat for a sec. Did Internet Clubs ever get up online? It did. I actually have it somewhere.
Oh, did it?
Yeah, I have. Well, it's just the audio of it. But like, of course, I don't remember them doing much with video, if anything. But if you want, I can say the audio of it.
Pretty cool. I saw it. I saw the set. It was a good set.
Yeah, I only saw a couple of sets, but like it was one that I definitely was not gonna miss. It was their I think it's their first live set ever, and
I just remember it being really low. Like the audio was super low for like the first half, and then like it got better.
What do you mean by low?
I felt like the audio levels compared to like other people playing in that room. Either like
I preferred And that's one of the reasons why I hate live music, is because it's always too fucking loud. You know, it was a nice change of pace, being able to stand in that room and listen to music and not have to have my eardrums fucking, you know, fucked after it, you know.
Sure.
And also, is that really the type of music you need to be fucking, like, blasting?
Yeah.
You know? For
That's
real?
True, yeah. Good point.
That's just my, you know, take on it. I enjoyed it. It was, I think... Oh, come on. Oh. No! God damn it! Oh, fuck!
It's been like half an hour on this one.
Literally, I was at the top and I jumped and I missed. Okay. Okay, we got this.
Played part 2 of this game. I haven't played this one though, I don't think.
This is the first one, right? Yeah. The second one is like a GTA style like game, which I never really cared for.
Yeah.
But I just felt like it like lost the charm that the original one had. Because the first one was like, you know, it's this like action platform, where the second one's like, again, GTA Light.
Yeah, it
had a lot of backtracking, which I didn't like.
I don't care.
You know, I tried going back to it recently. Like, well, not recently, but like in the past couple years. And it was, it wasn't very fun. At least in my opinion. Okay, let's not miss the jump this time. There we go. Oh, God.
Did you make it?
Yeah, I made it.
No.
Fucking finally, eh? Let's take me out.
What are you thinking of having that VHS stream?
I don't know. I did one a couple months ago.
I missed out.
Well, not a couple months ago. Probably about like... I did like back in February, where I watched like a bunch of VHS tapes that I had like from like local thrift stores and stuff like that.
What's the best?
Like because I'm definitely a collector too.
That's what I call it. I'm a collector, okay?
Did OBS get disconnected? Okay, sick. I just gotta... Okay, there we go. We're back. But, yeah, I'm definitely a collector myself, and it's a problem sometimes. Like, I've got too much stuff. So I literally was going through this, bin of stuff that I had, you know, collected over the years, like a ton of VHS tapes and stuff. Yeah. That like I was anticipating of like using for sampling purposes, but then like you know, yeah, you think, oh, I'll do this, oh, I'll do that, but then like you end up not doing it. So what I did was I basically, instead of just getting rid of all of them, I did like a live stream trying to like show off some of the stuff that I picked up and what have you. And it was interesting, you know, it was interesting seeing some of the stuff on there. Like I had one where it was the Daytona 500, you know, was on one of them. I had a couple that were just like rips of like 1960s, 1970s like Indian films, like from India.
Oh, wow.
And what else was there? There was just a ton of stuff. What else was there? Like really, some of the tapes were pretty dull. We were just basically watching them for commercials and stuff. because you can't really watch a lot of stuff. But
That's true.
what else? Well, the thing is, like, I have clearly I haven't been out to the thrift store to buy more tapes recently, because, well, but also, you know, this would be the season where I'd be going to the flea market buying stuff, because, you know,
It's the only spot.
I love the flea market, dude. I'm so saddened that the one I go to is closed because of the, you know, current pandemic, and this is like, this is the time where they start opening up again. And even if they did open up, like, who's gonna want to show up there to sell their stuff with this shit going on? I mean, like, seriously, it's like the people who are gonna show up are who are the regulars who usually have crap, like the same crap they've got every year, you know.
Yeah, I love it.
I don't, because they're just wasting space. If you're literally gonna be selling the same, like, there's this guy who's there every week, and he's been trying to sell these fucking, you know, California grapes figurines, like he's got like hundreds of them, and he's still got hundreds of them. Just no one wants to buy the California grapes thing. You fucking bet wrong on the California grapes, dude. Just fucking literally just. I don't know.
It's a random thing.
There's just so many of them. Why did he buy so many California grapes merch? It's just, what was he doing in 1985 when the California grapes were big for like that one half a year? What the fuck was he doing, dude? I'm dumbfounded. Is this guy an idiot? What do you think? Like, oh, there's just gonna be a big, huge thing? Like, I picture he's the same type of guy who bought fucking Beanie Babies.
Yo, he probably.
My aunt bought my great aunt bought Beanie Babies. You know, I'm like, you know, I think back and I'm like, what? and granted, I could say the same thing about like me buying tapes, but
yeah, kinda.
Music's all a little bit different than, you know, buying a fucking Beanie Baby. I don't know.
A little different.
A little different.
A little more rare. A little more like art.
True. I will say this though. It's fucking. I've only sold one tape out of my collection, and I regret selling it. Mo Shop. Ever heard of them? They're like Future Funk.
Yo, yeah. I remember how expensive that tape was.
Yeah, I bought a copy of the Mo, like their first album on tape, and there were 10 copies. And this is before they blew up, because I was actually going to try to get them on Business Casual back in the day, but clearly that didn't go through. But I had a tape, and someone offered me like $125 for it, or I sold it for $125 or whatever. And I'm thinking,
25.
Say it.
25.
125.
Oh wow, okay.
Yeah, well, the thing is, like, I'm thinking, like, if this person's, if Mo Shop's smart, they're gonna repress this tape because it's like a big album for them.
For sure.
They never repressed it. So after I sold that tape, the price just kept going up. That guy sold my tape for $600. I could have been selling my tape for $600.
Where did he sell it?
I don't know. I don't know who the fuck bought it for $600.
Was it on Discogs or was it?
I think it was on. It was in the cassette club.
Oh my god!
I know.
How long since you sold it to him?
I sold it back to him like
Okay,
this is going back a couple years. This is like I probably sold it in like 2017.
Okay, so he still sat on it like a couple of years, not too much.
I sat on it for about like a year and a half because it came out like what late 2015, early 2016.
I mean, 125 is pretty good for a tape.
I mean, yeah, 125.
Yeah,
That's what I was thinking. 125 for a tape? You gotta be kidding me. Who's?
You You weren't selfish. You weren't greedy.
Yeah, the thing is, like, I was thinking, like, my thought of it was, like, if this person's smart, they're going to repress it, right? And then it's going to be worth, like, you know, it's going to be worth less. So I'm thinking, you know, I might as well, you know, make the buck while I can.
Of course.
Yeah, I thought I was smart. I thought I was being smart. Clearly.
Damn. I've been there a couple times, but yeah, that one hurts. That's a big number that is out on. Dang. What's your rarest tape?
Oh.
Tough question, but
Yeah. You know, let's open up Discogs. Let's see what clearly I don't have all my
that's the
tapes.
best way.
I don't have all my tapes in there.
Oh damn.
Like again, I think I have. Currently, I have just under 800 listed in there, and I probably have another like 500 that aren't listed in here between tapes and records. See what the. Okay. Currently, at the minimum price, my most expensive record in there is like the War Tricks Point Never Riffs vinyl. It was like the 5-pack.
Yeah. Oh, how much? The median price.
The median is $130.
Okay.
Well, let's see what the median price. Yeah, it's still number one. Great, that is 5 records, and I think I was the one who bought it for $95. Like I could actually probably pull up my my purchases.
You got it for 95.
Let's see. Riffs. I bought that and Channel Pressure at the same time. Okay, I paid $100 for it, and I paid $8 for Channel Pressure. Like, wow. $20 a record, basically. Yeah. You know, that's fair enough. That's like buying it new. Plus, you get it in the case, so you get all the fun little stuff with it.
Pretty good.
But like as far as let's see if we can do it by tapes.
I don't even
format.
That's the vinyl.
It's the minimum highest. Okay, well, I do have what's it called? The James Farrow what's it called? Like it's a USB card. That went out like
the USB card.
Yeah, it was like a USB card. Like there's 2 selling now. One at $124 for this USB card.
Those are cool.
And then someone else tried selling it for $200. So I mean,
we got a USB card for young Jake.
Hey, Limousine Currency Exchange is in my top. It's one of the top ones in my collection. It's most sold for $50. Night Ripper by Girl Talk, Salem King Knights in the top. I bought the Young Bay tapes 1 through 4 sort of bootleg vinyl.
Nice.
I've got a copy of the Haircuts for Men, like prison tape record.
Ooh.
I got 2814. I bought that actually at
Have you talked to Max at all?
I've.
Like, how close were you guys? That's true.
I'm not extremely close. I've talked to him on occasion, a couple times here and there. You know, I mean, I wouldn't say we're like
Hawaii, and I tried to hang out, and he just didn't want to hang out.
What a guy? I mean, I believe it.
I get it. It's okay. He didn't, because I have family in Hawaii, and so I was like, "Oh, dude, I'm out here visiting family." And then no response. I was like, oh, okay.
Okay.
I heard he's an introvert, but
yeah. You know, okay. My highest price tape is the Hearts Bonfire tape. That my first tape I bought is not my highest. Look, the one that's got the highest
wow.
price. for the minimum, and that's at $48. You know, let's check the median. Actually, let's check max. Whoa, what's the? Oh god, tanning salon. Somebody bought tanning salon for $200. I feel sorry for that guy. Hercules and Love Affair, the LP pressing from like 2008. That one, I recently got that. And I can't remember how much I paid for it. Actually, let's check. Let's check and see how much I paid for that. I know I bought that on Discogs because no, I bought that on eBay actually. On eBay. Let's see how much I paid for that. Because I picked that up last year, and that was like a huge thing for me. Because it's like one of those houses I've been looking for like years. Like I've never been able to find one for like a good price or like in good condition for a good price. Yeah, I paid $53 for it for like a really, really nice pristine copy on eBay. I think I was at a bidding war for it.
Damn.
But like the minimum is like $10. That guy got lucky. But the median price is like $80 and the highest is like $115. So I got a good price on that.
It's a really good one. Yeah.
Salem King Knight is another one at the top list. That one I got not too long ago myself. It's like one of the few like Witch House albums that really got me into sort of vaporwave aesthetic back in the day.
Wow.
I paid $45 for that. You know, it's like buying 2 records, but like, you know.
Yeah.
It's a good album.
Worth it.
And of course you got Macintosh Plus in here. You got. Oh, I bought a copy of The Caretaker, the one with the rock on the cover. And that one I got at a local record store, which was like a shock, and they had it like listed at like $30, which you know is.
I have that record too. The Caretaker.
Yeah.
Is that the one with the big rock smoking?
Yep.
What color do you have?
I think I had the black one. I think it's just a black regular one.
So it's the newest repress, right?
I think it's a 2016 repress.
Some of them are worth like yeah, okay, that's one I have. The older ones are like worth like $300 or $400.
Yeah, I mean like the one I like this one's for sale for like $75.
It's one of my favorite records ever.
Oh yeah, it's great. It's a classic at this point. It's one of those albums that's like, you know, you definitely see its influence in like the scene. By Now by Eyeliner's in here at the top list.
Of course.
Yeah, $55 someone paid for it. A lot of my stuff really isn't even that really expensive. I bought like a lot of like really like stuff I wanted to listen to, but it just isn't that expensive.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. I bought a copy. Like this is probably the most I spent on like an EP. I think I spent like $60 on a VHS head, like limited to 100 copies. And when one went up for sale for like less than like $70, I was all over it. But Sarah Eat Neon. I think he's actually working on a new album, which I'm excited to hear when that comes out. And I'm definitely
Who's the artist?
VHS Head.
Oh yeah. I heard that. Very cool.
But I feel like they're hugely underrated, and you know, it was like the one I didn't have. Like I think I have all their other records and CDs and stuff. Because they've only put out like a couple of things. But yeah, that was the last holdout because I missed out on it when it first came out, and they were just people selling it for like $100 because there's only 100 of them out there. But then someone was selling one for less than that, so I was like, I'll take that. What's your most expensive record?
top of the list is Death Grip's military original press.
Oh, I don't think I have an original pressing. I think I have like a repress of it. But I did.
Yeah, I got the bootleg too. That one's cool too. But yeah, mine's the original, still sealed.
Oh, the vinyl or the tape?
The vinyl.
Oh, I have a copy of the tape, and I have a bootleg pressing of the of it on vinyl. I think it's green, but I think that's my favorite Dead Grip sound. Because I actually remember going to a record store in Pittsburgh, and they were selling a copy of the original pressing for like
how much?
For like $200.
Dang.
And I was debating on picking it up. I'm kind of glad I didn't, because you know,
yeah.
Like
the resellability is kind of hard on it.
I mean, yeah, with those bootlegs out there, it's like people who really want it, you know, well,
still grab it for $200 for sure.
Yeah. Like I went there like a week later and it was gone, so someone bought it, you know.
For sure. Yeah, median price is $329.
Yeah. Oh, jeez.
Yeah. It's pretty out there.
I can't remember where I bought the bootleg from. I think it was from there's a record store in my area called The Attic, and that's where I get most of my, like, you know, really good finds. But there's a new place that opened up this past year called the Government Factory in my area, and it's really like I found like I found like a ton of, like, you know, like electronic stuff from like 2010, between 2008 and like 2012. So like I found like a ton of I found a ton of what's it called, Hippos and Tanks records, a couple of Old English Spelling Bee records there, and like they were at great prices. And so that's where I found the Caretaker. Like they had just moved there from like from what's it called, Portland, Oregon. So they had a lot of like stuff from that area. So picked up a couple of yacht records. You know, I keep jumping on this thing. Like there's a couple of Portland artists who I'm into. Not a huge amount. But like,
Portland's dope.
Well, better you than me.
Alright, man, I think I'm gonna have to jump off here.
Yeah, it's like 1:30 for me. I'm probably gonna log off soon myself, unless someone else joins in.
Yeah. Cool, man.
But hey, I really do appreciate you coming on, and you know, you want to do this later? You know, just let me know.
Yeah, definitely let me know when you do. I'll be down.
Well, I'll
especially for the
just keep an eye on the Price Discord, because we don't use it for much more than just, like, you know, every once in a while I'll basically just let people know if I'm going to stream that night or whatever, you know. So keep an eye on there, and you know, you can join in if I'm live or whatever. You can just join whenever.
Cool. Yeah, I saw you on YouTube randomly, so I was like, oh, that's it. Hang out. Just got off work. Why not?
Well, hey, appreciate you coming by.
Hell yeah, man. I always want to catch up with you and keep your mind. Always fun.
I'll talk to you later, man.
Alright, brother. Take care.
Well, guys, I don't know who's still watching. We still got a couple people listening. Doing video games still. That's been lately. The people who are still here, you know, I think I'm going to sign off for tonight. It's getting a little bit late. I have been streaming for, 3 hours? It's a fun little stream, nothing too crazy. But yeah, you all have a good night.